G'day, one and all, and welcome back to Octane Online Racing Sprint Series. This is Season 10. We're into double figures of this famed and prestigious ACC series. Tonight we're in South Africa at the world-famous Kyalami circuit for Round 1. It's the popular Super Sprint format, two 30-man races which have no mandatory pit stops and a reversed grid second race for those inside the top 12. My name is Jamie Conboy. It's an absolute pleasure to be returning to your chosen auditory output. And I am joined tonight by the man behind the camera, the Prime Minister of Tasmania, Mr. Neil Alexander. Good evening to you, sir.
G'day, mate. How's things? Let's go.
Very well at this end of the Tasman. And if myself and Neil aren't enough to satisfy your equations to a factor of one, then bear witness to South Australia's most factually correct individual, Mr. David McNulty.
Yes, hello, greetings everyone. You thought you got rid of me, but I am the one that never disappears. In the words of Daniel Ricciardo, I didn't go anywhere. I just stepped aside for a little while, and now I am back.
A bit of early shade at Dan there, wow.
Hope you got some bender facts lined up, mate.
Oh, mate, I've got some absolute beauties. Can't blow through them all right now, though, because, can't go off too early, but sprinkle a few of them throughout the stream tonight.
I am looking forward to it. Not far away from qualifying kicking off. It should be any moment now. Get a slight delay just to get another driver back into the server, but I am ready to go. Hopefully no car parks tonight, guys.
Well, we hope so, but, I mean...
Straight into it.
Straight into it. I mean, we have seen some absolute horrific starts. Not to jinx it here at Kyalami. I mean, it's been the birth of several memes in the annals of OOR history.
Yeah, this track, as the debut track for Season 10, anything is possible, but we've got to be positive, Bender. Got to be positive, mate.
I'm getting a little update here on the side. Have we changed the Super Sprint format? Is this a 20-minute race followed by a 40? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wowee! All right, that's awesome because that's the better way to go about it. So I'm excited about that. Are there any other changes from last season that we should be aware of?
Qualifying 1 has been extended out to 15 minutes, and qualifying 2 is 8 minutes, which I believe is the same as last season.
So just a little extra time for the guys in qualifying 1 to find space and set their very best laps. So nice little update there too. Yeah, cool. Good.
Good thing you're not racing tonight, JC. You'd be set up all wrong, mate.
100% I would, and now I'm gonna have to go change my setup for tomorrow. That's for sure. No, I'm glad I've thank you very much to Glenn Germain for letting me know that one on the side. That's, yeah, a tricky one that would have caught me out if I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, something a little bit different. So the 40 minutes is giving the reverse grid a bit of a chance to maybe not push themselves or rush the opportunity to get past the drivers. In the previous versions of the Super Sprint, it's been two 30-minute races. So this time it gives everyone a little bit more chance to either hang on or get past. So I'm looking forward to it very much.
Don't worry, folks. You can still absolutely, unequivocally win the race at turn 1, though. So don't panic.
So those 30-minute races, they had no mandatory pit stops. Obviously, there's no mandatory in the 20-minute race. Is there still no mandatory in the 40-minute race?
Well, is there a mandatory?
Is there a mandatory pit stop in the 40-minute race?
Negative. So the way ACC servers work is you have an event rules JSON, and that can only be for the current structure. So if we added a pit stop for race 2, it'd also be one in race 1. There's no way to just kind of say, hey, this session I want to pit, this race I want to pit, this race I don't want to pit, and yeah, you can't do it that way.
Green light, go, go, go.
So 40 minutes on the tyres. They'll get there.
You just got to hope it rains, so then everyone has to stop.
Amen. Bring on the rain. Rain would be the only thing that can make this track interesting for me, so I'm all about it. Let's go.
You're not a fan of Kyalami, are you, mate?
I'm not a fan of Kyalami in the slightest. It ranks very slightly above Monza, which is still the worst track in the game. But yeah, look, Kyalami, again, I've said this before, but it's not a track that I enjoy because I don't have good results here. I'm sure it is great for racing. I am looking forward to spectating tonight because it does bring carnage in the first couple of corners. That tricky turn 2 and turn 2 if you count kink as turn 1, which I'm sure we all do. No. No, it is an eventful one to watch, but I just don't have great results here, so it's not on my list, unfortunately.
No one's perfect, mate.
I mean, yeah, you think Paul Ricard's a good track, JC, so, I mean, yeah.
The king of all tracks is Paul Ricard.
Statements right there.
David mentioning Paul Ricard. Risky.
Well, there we go.
Here we go. Let's show you that. No, I'm just joking.
It's been 3 minutes in a new season. We've had rain, we've had Paul Ricard, and we're queuing up the clip already. It's great. We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I won't do that to you just yet.
Not yet. Just like your facts,
I'm
you've got to spread that
joking.
out over the season.
I'm joking.
Man's got the transitions all lined up and everything.
No, I wouldn't do it to you too early, mate. We'll ease you back in. So,
For drivers coming around to start off their laps now. Not many pros here on the board. Obviously, there's still a little bit of work to do with the pros and the pro-ams and the AMs getting those sorted out. That'll develop over the first couple of weeks as drivers start to really set their pace. But first glimpse, not a lot of pros on the board. So there'll be some fighting for those spots up the top for sure.
quite a lot of people from the rookie series last season or last 2 seasons have made the switch over to sprints. And also with our sprint series registrations, you can nominate your class, especially for the ones that haven't competed in the sprints before. So a lot of drivers out there underselling themselves, and I do expect, as you said, we'll see a lot of class changes over the next 2 weeks.
Absolutely love that the rookies have stepped up to jump in the sprint series here, but the rookie series itself also has so many participants at the moment. We've had such an influx over the last month or so. I'm not sure what that's what's brought that on, but the amount of numbers that we've seen come into OOR and sim racing continues to grow, and to OOR they come.
Love to see it. I think
That's
the rookies,
fantastic.
it's been one of the greatest things I think OOR has done over the years, just giving people a chance to jump in. I mean, so many times you see, whether it's on stream or people on the Discord or wherever it is, that, I'm just not sure about it. And I think the rookie series has taken away the pressure, or at least reduced it significantly, where people can test out, get a feel for it, and then decide if they actually want to jump into
You should start there, Bender.
it. In the
Just
rookies,
learn some rejoins and then come back and you'll be good to go, mate. Nah, I find it funny that we can joke about it because I don't think I could bring up a second incident that I've remembered you being involved in. It was just that one. It's just sticks in the mind and become a meme of sorts.
one hit wonder, mate.
It was a one hit, that's for sure.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Couple of early 41s here.
Bang. What are we expecting? What's your prediction for pole here for race 1?
It depends on who's in this split. I'm having a quick look now, trying to work out who the pros are, and what car they're in. The BMW. I'm not sure the BMW is particularly strong around here, so I don't know. I want to say a 40.6. 40.6 from John Senekis, I think, would be my first stab. What about yourself? Any indication early what you think?
Well, it's his home race, so I'd be disappointed if it was anything other than JP on pole here.
Well, surely we'll see someone get into the 40s. Mid to high 40s.
10 minutes to go, already at 41.2. Yeah, I'd expect that. Track temperature, 26 degrees. Pretty nice conditions as Thomas McKinns goes nice and wide there at Cheddar. We'll see that a lot tonight. A very tricky corner, and one that hurts a lot if you do make a slot mistake.
Tell you what, that's a good shout from Ali Rudin, actually. I've been privy to some information. Maddox has been ridiculously quick here in practice this week. So that's a very good shout. Maddox is in an Audi, and the Audi The old Audi was obviously ridiculously broken.
As
we
you
saw.
speak.
There he is, the great man. He's been super quick here in practice. Not sure what the new Audi's like, if it's still one of the most overpowered cars here, but yeah, he will be up there and about, that's for sure. So good call from Kai Rudin. Real Snapper also mentioning he's a smoky for pole. So yeah, those boys have the insider knowledge.
Well, there we go. We've got two drivers into the 40s. Alex Clapano and John Senecas. Very, very, very tight there between those two. So, Mad Dog Maddox, he's got to find 7/10. Yeah, a lot of love in chat for Rob. Yeah, it's good to see Reds are out there as well. He wasn't going to make round one, but he's out there in his beloved Honda.
Shazran.
Shazran.
I'm very pleased to see him out there tonight. Very late call in. He was, as you said, he probably wasn't going to make it, but very late on he said, I'm going to be there, and Discord went off when they found that out, that's for sure. So there he is up there in P15 at the moment on his banker. That's a great start.
I have had a request from Donald, car number 137. We have to pronounce his last name correctly. It's T Fighty, just to clarify.
Not T-Farty?
Well, I've said it once. It doesn't matter what you say now, but I have mentioned it.
T-Fighty, yes. The W being an... Oh, that's too much sausage, Mr. Maddox.
I'll come out. Does he improve? No, he does not. Little issue in Sector 3. Who else hasn't set a time yet? Who's some new faces that we have been looking forward to seeing in the sprints? I can see one right now if my mouse works. Scarney.
There he is.
Here he is. Currently yet to set a time, so the nerves are getting the better of Eric at the moment.
Scarn on.
Well, what is going on, Eric?
Valiant Knight there too. Crick, car 87. Look forward to seeing how he goes.
Like the livery Eric's got going there.
You're a fan?
What is he doing? My res is not quite good enough to see his team name there. What's he going for there? What is that? Bolted and Exalted? Is that what I'm reading?
That is correct.
What's the livery here for the Mercedes? Interesting. I thought he'd be going with the Honda. That's also a lot of sausage.
He's just
Not
setting
how
it
to
a bit
set
too
your best
much.
lap. Oh, I could have sworn he would be in the Honda.
Oh, he's got in the Merc. Get in there, Lewis. Still yet to set a time. He's going to leave it late. Eric likes to leave it late. He'll get it done. Sean Hards is in the pits, 712. He hasn't set a lap either. And our safety car obviously getting ready to do its job here for Split Sunset. And that's another thing let's mention. The splits this season have a different naming process. So this is what was voted upon by the OOR community. It was famous corner names was the theme. And they put their suggestions down in one of our chat rooms. And AP Yellow is now AP Sunset.
Speaking of Sunset, Scarney making a very nice line around that particular corner there. What are the other ones? Sunset Ascari, I believe, is one.
Yep, AP Blue is Ascari now, and AP Red is Beckett's. Plus our, see if you can guess what the EU and North American ones are. That's going to be Slidey. He's pulled that up nicely.
Good hole. There needs to be, I think, a bit of a royal inquiry into this voting process, because pizza toppings was the leading category right up until
Shambles.
moments before the death,
Shambles.
when the poll was closed, and then all of a sudden, what's it called? Corner names, famous corner names comes out on top, and I reckon it's all a conspiracy, because there would have been undoubtedly a split pineapple. And Mullet, you would not have liked that at all.
I would have liked that because I would have cursed the living bejesus out of everyone racing in split pineapple. Alright, let's get off Scarney. Putting too much pressure on him.
He set a time. He's on the board. He's up there. He's doing all right. He's got one down, and he's still got 4.5 minutes to improve. So, nice work, Scarney. We're all rooting for you, mate. 100%.
So EU, their split is Radion, and North America have Corkscrew and Druids. The funny thing with the voting banner is I'll mention it now. Most people would have cottoned on, but I actually changed which ones were which. So one option was corner names, and then I changed it to
Shambles.
pizza toppings, and that was while corner names was winning. Corner names still won. So I tried, mate. I tried. Maybe you just need to vote more. Get those old accounts off YouTube and onto the actual Discord, mate.
Yeah, that's always the issue. I think you missed the trick there. I mean, the EU split should have been called Eau Rouge, surely.
Nah, it needed to be one word. Just got to stick to the
Eau
theme.
Rouge.
It is.
Kind of worked nicely. But
Wow, that's
There's
close.
an absolute traffic jam happening here. This has been
Serious
happening
backing
all lap. Adam's had to find space to get his lap in. I'm not sure if this is going to be an improvement for him. Currently in P8, so it's not too shabby. But now he's got 3.5 minutes to try and find a better lap with what looks to be a bit of extra space in front of him. Because, yeah, he was fighting through traffic that entire lap, really.
Yeah, I think Maddox has kind of hurt himself a bit here as well. He's too close to the car ahead to do much with this. He's going to have to hope that Adam really sends it. Even the BMW behind Maddox of Robertson and Scarney there as well.
So you can see, even with the added time that's been generated in this qualifying, there's still plenty of spots that are open on the track map. The driver's just not finding those gaps to set their laps.
Yeah, exactly. They'll sort it out.
Not even a full grid out there tonight either. So you'd think traffic wouldn't be that much of a problem. I mean, if there was a full grid, you'd think, well, yeah, it's going to be very busy anyway. But
Kyalami you can kind of get away with a little bit because you got lap times of 140, 142s. A bit more space rather than being at Zolder. So even with 44 cars, there you go. Maddox is tapped out there and he's going to do the right thing. Try and find some track space. He's got less than 2 minutes to get another lap in. It's the smart way to do it. Clopano is still on pole, 140.5. Senecas and Maddox very close though. I think both Penfolds are in this split from memory. Yes, they are. That's a father and son combination if you didn't know. Love it.
Is it really?
It certainly is.
Love that.
Got Reese and Rob Penfold.
Oh, they both are Penfold too. That's going to be tricky to navigate.
Just a smidgen. I don't know which one's older. We won't speculate. What do you think of that livery? You won't miss it in a... out there.
looks better at night time.
She probably does glow in the dark.
If it doesn't, it's dark, so you can't see it, so that's a win.
I don't mind that. It's just the rims that throw me off. I think if it had black rims, maybe it'd be a really good livery, but just those rims, it's just not quite doing it for me. It's actually a nice colour at the front. It's not a highlighter yellowy green. It's a nice limey. It is bright, but it suits the Lambo.
Yeah, it does.
But then it's just the rims that just don't quite do it for me, unfortunately.
What's Rob Penfold going for? Ooh, similar colour theme.
I do like that, though.
Pro-State Racing. He's in the pits. He's done.
I do like that they've gone with the the similar livery. I like that from those boys. Congratulations. That's excellent. Is that Tatey? Did I say Tatey? Oh, he's in there too. All right. Good split, this.
He's back racing ACC, so he's going to be a bit rusty.
It'll take a while to warm up, but that's okay.
He's put himself down as pro, so he's put the pressure on himself early. Godfrey should improve here. Yep, does. P5. As the checkered flag is waved. Do not park in the middle of the track. Whoever that was, probably pull over to the side once you've done your quali lap. Is not ideal. Hignan's up a 10th. Does he improve? He does, up to P6. Clopano looks like he's secured pole position. Can McInnes improve? or McKinn's, sorry, Kyruden Kings Racing. That's a great name. He may have found a 10th or 2 here, so he should be able to move up to P9.
Let's go, T-Mac. The sole McLaren in the top 10.
Just pips him.
Moves it up to P9. Nice one.
Final man to cross is not this man. It'll be Lee Perkins. Oh, she's bright. I don't mind it though, Mr. Perkins.
I mean, it
He's
suits the
looking
sunset
like that.
split.
It does.
Goes very nicely in the sunset split.
Bonus
Not
points.
bad from you, Lee.
Any ideas what car the safety car is this season?
I do.
You do?
I do
Bega?
know which car
Any
it is,
idea?
so
Yes.
I won't.
Yeah, it looks like the Maserati.
No.
Couldn't be further incorrect.
Oh, I don't know what the logo is. I just took a guess.
Yeah, it's not that one. It's this. The racing car, looking racing car. Oh, I really like the
The
Jetta.
Janetta.
I put the national.
Is this the one that doesn't have a very good top speed? Is this the one that goes up to like 240 and then just stops?
Not sure. That and or the Alpine. But hey, look where the steering wheel is. In the correct position.
Yeah.
Oh,
very nice.
right-hand drive. Okay.
It's the only GT4 with right-hand drive. Just
There you go.
like it's the old Bentley. A very colourful grid out there. Following this race for the Split Sunset, we've got the Porsche Cup coming up at 9:30. They'll also be featuring the BMW M2 on track at the same time. So that's going to be a bit of how's your father?
We almost needed to find another name for that, I reckon. It can't be the Porsche Cup if the BMWs are in there too.
It's
What
not,
are we?
it's the Porsche / BMW Cup.
The mixed grill. Nah, that's food though. I don't know if we got to get our best heads on that. It can't be the Porsche Cup if the BMWs are in there too. I'm very much looking forward to watching that though.
The Porsche
The,
Cup?
The difference in speed between those two cars is
Massive.
huge. So it only takes about 5 or 6 laps, depending on what track you're at, of course, for those Porsches to catch up to the BMWs, and then they start mixing in with each other. That's going to be a great watch.
Oh, 100%. 100%. G'day, chat. Thought I'd quickly say hello. Who are these Penfold imposters, says my mate, Mr. Penfold. There's 3 of them now. G'day, Hamster. Frank Daddy. Looking forward to this race very much. Hopefully we can have a nice clean start to the season, but it is Kyalami. It is round 1. A lot of nerves out there. The rookie series last night was absolutely fantastic for the A splits. B splits, I'm pretty sure they're still picking up parts of cars out there. So I'm glad they've cleared the track in time for this race because it was a bit full on.
Sorry, I think we've just lost someone. Someone has just disconnected.
rip in
They've
peace to
vanished
that
from the
person.
grid. Whoever that was. Yeah, there's an empty car slot there now.
We'll F in chat for whoever that was. All right, who's your prediction for the race win here in race 1? I'm going to stick with the hometown favourite, Mr. Jean-Pierre Sonekis. Capano, though, looking all right.
Yeah, I was going to say JP, you know, it's his home track, but I'll go Clapano just to be different. Good to see him racing again.
I'll be behind Maddox tonight. He's done very well up there in qualifying. I think he got stuck in traffic. I think he's a little bit quicker than his qualifying position. Demonstrates not that his qualifying position's poor. He's in a really good position. So I'll be behind Maddox tonight, I reckon.
Oh. So, funny story. The safety car driver might be using a keyboard, but that looks... He was meant to be using a pad, but that looks like a keyboard to me.
That is 100% keyboard.
F in chat for safety. For Mr. Stig, not feeling very well tonight. And if I keep watching that steering inputs, I don't think I'm going to feel very well tonight.
Yeah, look at it, it's so funny. It's amazing just how quickly it goes from 0 to 100%.
Doing a fantastic job there, Mr. S-Car. All right, before I vomit, let's go aboard with the pole sitter, Alexis Clopano. He loves the Lamborghini, does he? Big race down to turn 1 coming up. Turn 2 if you include the kink.
Which we don't.
Which
I know
we
that
don't.
the track map. I know that the track map does, but I'm sorry, but that's not a turn. You don't turn the wheel.
You don't turn the wheel at all to turn 1? Well,
Oh well.
I reckon you do.
very
I reckon you do.
slightly. If
I
you don't
reckon
have
you're
to
pulling
come off
porkies.
the gas for a corner, is it really a corner? Like I'm looking at you, Imola, turn 1.
Are
like
you
it's-
saying if you don't take your foot off throttle, is it a corner? Well, you've just removed a bloody lot of corners.
Actually, that's a fair point. Yeah, like Eau Rouge Radiant, no, they're not corners. That's fine. Play on.
So the Juxki sweep, I think it's pronounced here. You take that flat. Gone. Deleted off JC's track map.
Do you need to have a giant friggin' incident at a corner?
Mine
for
shaft.
it to be
Deleted
a
off
corner?
JC's. This is a 4-corner race coming right up here, gentlemen.
All right, fair enough. It wasn't my finest.
No, I know what you mean. The reason why we definitely put it on the track map for our track map is for the stewards to have an official acknowledgement of it. So if the incident is called, we can track it to turn 1, which we know is the kink.
The safety car's pulled away. They've rounded the final corner, and we are about to get underway for season 10. Let's go.
Let's go. Take us, JC.
Looking forward to
Green light.
watching this develop. We've seen car parks here before, but I think everyone here is just looking to get through safely here in race 1. Everyone's a little bit nervous. They haven't been here for a while. Glapano holding a nice inside line. Let's tell you what, stuff that. They're straight into it, these two bumping doors. Senekis getting a little bit how you're going with the Glapano, and that invites Maddox up the inside. So Maddox will take the run up into barbecue, but back further in the field, there is a little bit of chaos. But I tell you what, they've done nicely there. A lot of drivers being very cautious and obeying the yellow flags and avoiding the car park. Nice work, Split Sunset. That's pretty tidy. Nice work. 3 and 4 wide back there, but they've done nicely. Up into Sunset for the first time. And one of the Penfolds there in front of T-Mac. Great start. Maddox getting a little bit wide there at the exit of Sunset. Although it might have been a bit of contact there, and he's fallen back to P4, but I don't know who that is out there on the outside. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, hold your brakes. He's done well. That's going to be yellow flag. Now, interestingly, will there be a safety car for that? Because those cars are plastered all over the track.
Yeah.
I reckon there might be. Although these guys are still going pretty hard up into the hairpin, so it hasn't been called yet. Tatey looking to send one up the inside with the Porsche. And it looks like he's going to get that one done nicely. Still a bit of a run to occur down into the Crocodiles. And he's alongside in the Porsche. Tell you what, he might get 2 moves done here if he's ambitious enough. And he is deep on the brakes in the Porsche. Gets 2 done in the space of 2 corners. Nice work, Tatey. Back with a vengeance and inside the top 20 now.
Oh, both wide. Not a great corner to do that at. And someone is pitting. Interesting.
Bailout option.
Interesting strat. Maybe a little bit of damage there. Wrong settings. BMW drag race down to turn 1. Now to turn 2.
It's Kranich and Remfrey behind Withers. Withers, the inside line, and McLaren.
Oh,
Looks like Kranich is having a little go around the outside there, but not quite getting the move done.
Good racing so far. Lots of 3 and 4 wides early on. I thought a couple of times there. Drivers just getting tagged, a couple of pit maneuvers unintentionally, of course. You see the hamster donating $50. Thank you very much.
Mark
for that
Bushell,
one.
you bloody ripper.
But yeah, no safety car, so makes it interesting. A few people have pitted early. I think there's 3 cars in the pits there. Couple way out at the back as well as someone else off in the sand there. Yeah, it's all happening early here.
All in all, pretty clean start. I think everyone's sort of round 1, just wanted to get away cleanly as they can. So There wasn't too much argy-bargy. There was a little bit of door banging, and a bit of ACC physics meant that was probably worse than it should have been. But as I said, all in all, pretty good. And yeah, no safety car, so play on. Blink and you miss it. We're 5 minutes down already. We've only got 15 to go. Glapano still leads the way in P1. Senekis and Maddox follow him, with Taylor, Godfrey and Hignett rounding out the top 6. We're on board with Cardello now as he tries to fend off Finch. But it has been a great start from Glapano. The pole sitter has streaked away. He's got a 2.5 gap already to Senekis. But Glapano is coming up to what looks to be a blue flag car there who may have pitted early. So that might impede his pace ever so slightly there, as Dickinson does all right, really, to get off the track and try and avoid holding up Glapano too much, but that could have been worse. They did pretty well there to navigate that. Dickinson's done very nicely there to allow the leaders through as best as he can. He's just getting well out of the way.
Yeah, it's not a great feeling to be where he is. He's so far out of position, and it's going to happen for a couple of laps now. He's going to be blue flagged. Yeah, sorry about before, my mouse died. Always charge your peripherals before you do a broadcast. So, what the hell? Amateur. Yeah, so poor Will is going to have to just keep yielding and yielding and yielding. He's doing a good job of it so far. I don't know how they kind of wow.
That is an extreme amount of damage there.
That is unhealthy. I don't
He's in
think
all
that'll
sorts of
buff out.
trouble.
John Rad has hit something very, very hard. He's got the fast-moving Justin Tate at the moment. He's didn't qualify pretty where he was expecting, but he's cutting his way through this field nicely.
Isn't he ever? He's going to hang it out there, is J-Rad. Obviously not enough damage at the moment to pit and get that done. With 14 minutes to go, I reckon he's just going to try and tow it around. That's going to really reduce his pace in a straight line.
Oh,
so
when a Porsche beats you in a straight, you know you've got problems.
That's right. I mean, that's probably ready to be crushed into a cube, really.
Oh, no, a blue flag man has come off. Really unfortunate there for Will. Well, I like the looks of that livery, Michael. Flying Kiwi Racing. It's a healthy looking BMW. The car ahead, not so much. But John Rad is trying to slot himself into that top 12 bracket and get that reverse grid, but it's going to be a tough ask, I think.
yeah, I don't see him making his way back up to P12, but how many positions? Oh, that's a tight corner to try and go through there, but they navigated it pretty well. How many positions can he hold off? Oh, there's a little bit of a touch there as both cars went pretty deep under braking and neither of them making the apex. So Rad, obviously with his damage, not quite able to get on the anchors hard enough. And a bit of a touch there with Mr. Mans.
Yeah, again, he's really struggling with that BMW. Just got to hang to... Oh, you don't want to send it there, ever.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, there is...
That is not where you want to be if you're Brad Robertson.
You can't park there, Brad.
He's just going to have to wait and wait and wait.
I mean, the one positive is he's crashed right before the pit entry.
Convenience. What a train this is. Look at this. Look at this train. This is all behind Sugden. That's an absolute... Wow, I don't know how he put that BMW up, Mr. Mans. It just shows you a bit of compromised pace here in this little grouping.
Oh,
All sorts of curb there from the lime green setup.
What? Sean Muller in a Ferrari? Absolute
know.
scenes. I can't believe
know.
this. Blink if you're under duress there, Sean, because I don't think that's you in that car.
Yeah, we all asked the same thing, but is in the endurance series in the Ferrari, so I'd suggest that he just didn't want to try and manage two cars and their different setups at the same time, so he thought he'd jump in the Ferrari for the Sprint Series. But no, that man loves his Porsche. more than I love spicy food. So, as you said, very, very strange to see him in something other than the Porsche.
Oh, good on him for trying something different for once. I reckon.
Yeah, get out of that absolute bucket of... Nah. Oh, what is going on? Oh, no, it looks like
3 wide.
Rad's
Just
had
goes
another
with
issue. He's flying backwards. You're going to have to probably put that into the... Oh, my goodness. This is going to be...
So many cars in such
my.
close proximity.
Whoa! I've never seen 2 wheels for Mr. Jean Muller in the Ferrari at style points. You can throw a blank. This is not ending well.
Oh,
this
no.
now
Oh,
it's...
no.
Sean, unfortunately, copping one on the rear quarter panel, and he's dropped 8 positions in the space of half a second flat there. As all of these cars who were grouped up just swamped him as he got it all crossed up trying to recover.
If anything you can take positive out of that little exchange is Sean Muller is a fantastic ACC photographer and will have a nice little photo of himself on 2 wheels there to show off on the mantelpiece. How much damage is this? Is it steering input damage? There's no meatball flag, so you can continue on. Oh, there's a bit of steering input damage. Just a smidgen.
Right.
Get the sledgehammer ready, pit crew.
But yeah, as you said, if he's not fighting for that top 12 position anymore, you might as well just bite the bullet, go in and spend the last 10 minutes having a bit of fun on track, because that can't be fun battling that thing around.
No, not at all. Some great little battles. I say little, they're actually pretty full on. What have we got here? Hayes, Kranich, and one of the Penfolds. Oh, that's close to the rear. Mineshaft's a bit of a how you going corner. If you haven't set your car up right, you really can understeer off. And this is probably one of my favourite corner combinations in the game. Crocodiles through to Cheetah.
Speaking of Cheetah,
Bang, there it is.
nice. That's great driving from Kranich there. He was patient. He didn't go too wide through Cheetah. He put the pressure on Hayes and he gains the position. Great work from Kranich. Excellent patient driving there. So he moves his way up into P14, which is only 2 spots off that coveted P12 position, although Penfold now getting interested in the Aston Martin. He has a look down the inside. Oh, that is a boot. Kranich copping one right up the rear there from, I think it was Hayes in the McLaren.
Oh, it's just kicking off there. He's trying to get out of the way. I think it was a curse. That was the first curse of the season. You talked
It
him
might
up.
be, yeah.
I just want to show you as well. Take a look at the gap between 95 and 8 here. It's like 2 different races. So 95 is just to come up to the S's, and the car ahead of him just got through Le Cop. So maybe that was the little... Oh, there's 240s off. Maybe that was the bracket where John Rad in his BMW had all that damage and holding up the field a little bit.
Well, it's certainly given us good entertainment. Look at the pack of cars it's created for us.
Oh, interesting lines there, Mr. Renfrey. You do you, sir. But I probably wouldn't try that one again. Don't think it'll work a second time round. Crocodiles. You going to try around the outside? No. He's going to look to try and switch back. Is he going to have the drive? No, he's got nowhere to put it there. You don't want to be side by side through this corner here at Cheetah. So a few penalties handed out. Unfortunately, Shazran has picked up 35 seconds of them.
35, has he really? Is that what that is? Goodness me, Shazran, what are you doing?
Scarney's
Need to
got
sort
10.
that out.
And T-Mac in the pits with 10. Just go forward now. Race leader. 7 minutes to go. 2.3 seconds clear. We've got Senecas, Maddox, Godfrey and Taylor in the top 5. This top 12 looks pretty set in stone, barring any disasters from the drivers themselves. 17-second gap between 11th and 12th.
And they're all pretty spaced out up there in the top 12 too. There's no
Yeah.
gaps under a second, so it's not like any of those guys are battling and they're not going to cause any mistakes. Only Malloy within a second of Finch. So you would expect that 12 to, in the last 6 minutes, just take the foot off the gas, perhaps just a little bit. Make
These
sure
are
they
sprint
bring it home.
drivers, mate. That is not a sentence I've ever heard. Take their foot off?
Foot
No
off the gas a
chance.
little bit? No, not a chance.
No.
not this group. They love it. They will race till the checkered flag. Tatey, current car 95. He's in 12th. That's going to be pole position for the reverse grid race. He's going to be happy with that. I haven't seen any penalties handed out to that top bracket, so let's go back down the order where all the action's happening. Remfry's got past, so it's John Rad. He's trying his best to get this car to the finish line, but oh my goodness, it's not getting any better.
It's a valiant
not getting
effort.
It's an effort. Yeah, he's picked up a 5-second penalty. He's coming through now, so he's got Nagel, Lorenz, Kranich, Hayes, Perkins, Robertson, Muller, all within that 1 second window. Don't think the action's finished just yet. Turn 1's pretty deceiving here. Oh, sorry, I should say turn 2. It's so wide, but so many accidents happen.
I think because it's wide, that's why so many accidents happen. Because there are so many different lines you can take through there, and especially if you're 3 wide and you're on the inside, you've got no idea what the car on the far outside's doing.
Hayes and Perkins side by side
Yeah.
through Sunset there. Very nice. Hayes up the inside here of... remind me what that corner name is. Not Barbecue. Barbecue's turn 4.
Whoa,
that
whoa.
bit of a send
Round.
there from
What a
the
save.
BMW.
Oh, great hold.
Robertson going up the inside of Hayes there. A bit how you going. But as you said, great save. Keeps it on the straight and narrow and doesn't lose any positions, I don't believe.
That's an incredible save. I think that was Barbecue.
No, but I thought Barbecue's turn 4. 1, 2... No, sorry, turn 3. Turn 3. So you got Kinker's 1. Turn 2 is turn 1. And then Barbecue's turn 3. 4 is Sunset. And then it's turn 5 that I'm trying to work out. Someone help me with the name of turn 5. And it's going to... I'm going to look like a fool when someone tells me what it is. Hayes there getting up
What a
in the
gaggle.
business of Nagel. Tell you what, he's
I got
Man,
it.
on
It's
a mission is
Clubhouse.
Hayes.
It's Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Thank you, sir. Yes, I did know that. It was on the tip of my tongue somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So thank you for recovering that for me. Now get out of my mouth.
Crowthorne is this corner here. But they're getting the money's worth in this little short 20-minute race here. Love to see it.
Yeah, to be intense in the driver's seat in this little pack here. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of red numbers popping up now on the side. Will it change that reverse grid? I doubt it very much. So qualifying 2, we call it the super qualifying. That'll be up next. 8-minute dash. Everyone below 12th, so 13th and downwards, get to do qualifying again, and wherever they finish is where they'll start from, 13th and down. As we see Kranich,
Oh, Kranich.
into the fence.
It's been an unlucky race for Paul. He was up there in P14 before, and then unfortunately had a bit of a coming together with Hayes. So that dropped him right out of contention for the 12, and now he's back here amongst the many. And yeah, falling down a few more after a little incident there through the S.
Oh,
that's
too deep.
another boop from Robertson again. Just not quite getting the braking point right in the BMW. But you can see the difference in braking power between those two cars too. The McLaren, obviously one of the weaker on the brakes, having to brake quite a lot earlier than the BMW, and the BMW just thinking maybe that door was open when it wasn't, and it shut on him.
keeping the stewards busy until the end of the race, I reckon, on that one.
They'd have the liquor cabinet open at this point, wouldn't they?
Look, it's a pretty standard Kyalami race, if I'm being honest. It always seems to have those niggling little incidents which can turn into big ones. But as I was saying as well, yeah, there's a bit of nerves. A lot of people making the debut in the Sprint Series as the leader starts the final lap. Rad, meanwhile, in his beaten up BMW, 21st, and doing his best work to try and keep that on track.
Yeah, we do absolutely love that the rookies have stepped up into the sprints here, and as you said, there's a couple here who are maybe in their first race and the nerves are showing. Oh, there's a contact there between, I want to say it was Nagel and Rad still battling that damaged vehicle, and the two of them coming together. Nagel spearing exit stage right and into the wall as well for good measure. But no, back to what I was saying, like, the rookie stepping up, that's a great, yeah, just cop a couple pens. Why not? Just get amongst it. Get into it. Nothing wrong with that. We've got plenty of stewards on board. There's a big team of them in there.
That's not how you cook mustard. That's not what I like to see.
Clapano.
That's our race leader.
Did he just get taken out?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
absolutely did get taken out. Now, by who is my question? Was that a blue flag, or was because there's a purple car and I wasn't quite switched on who it was?
Oh, that's a paddling. That is
Oh dear.
Massive
the last thing I want to see in any race is a blue flag driver take out the leader on the last lap of the race. That is
Wowee.
unacceptable. I'd be absolutely fuming.
And he will be on for the race win here.
Yep, so JP is going to pick up the win.
The leader has finished the race.
Maddox P2. Godfrey looks like he's going to cross the line P3 in front of Clapano, who's leading the entire race.
From pole.
From pole position.
Wouldn't mind seeing a replay of that one if that's possible.
I don't think I'll ever want to watch that ever again.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I wouldn't want to either if I was Clapano.
From what I quickly glanced at, it was a late dive into Le Cop alongside Clapano and it forced him off. Yeah. It wasn't a good one, but we'll move on. Mans, P14, just outside that reverse grid bracket. Tate's going to claim pole position for the next race. So Mans, Penfold, Pithy Bridge, Withers. John Rad's down to 25th now. Just go down here now. Oh, there's a lot of banged up BMWs. This is a very damaged group here. You might as well just drive all those cars straight into skip bins. Look at them! Look at this group! Your pit crew's going to be fuming with you.
The Demolition Derby team.
Well, that's only 20 minutes. We've still got 40 minutes to go.
You wouldn't notice if you hit a wall again then. Alright, whilst I just send some alcohol to our steward team, we're going to get ready for the super qualifying, which is 8 minutes, featuring all those drivers who finished from 13th down.
Wowee, welcome back to Sprint Series. Woof.
Yes, I would not like to be a fly on the wall of Alex Clapano's house right now.
Franco in chat saying the new Wreckfest looks good. He likes the graphics update.
Yes.
Little birdie told me a secret about Franco. Is that a secret? Is that a secret? Or can we do the reveal? Or no?
Well, now you've said it.
I'm sorry. No, it's still a secret.
It's like saying I've got a secret, but I can't tell you.
I've got a secret.
You can't
chat,
do that, mate.
but I can't tell you. I don't know if I can tell you, so I'm just gonna. I'll allow that to develop and simmer for a little while.
Just waiting for the race to kick over to the next session.
Well, while we're waiting for JC's secret to Simmons.
Here we go.
And the race to kick over the next session. We might as well kick off the vendor facts. There is a hospital called the Mercy Raymond Hospital in France, in Paris. And it's a hospital for neglected houseplants.
What?
Yes, that is correct. Yes, absolutely.
What? Spell that for me. I'm going to go Google that right now.
I think it's Marci, Raymond, or, yeah. It opened up because of COVID in 2020. When people started going back to work, people were neglecting their house plants, and they said, send them our way. We'll look after them for you. We'll take them for you. And we'll water them and give them some rehab with sunshine and love.
Look, this is all in French, so I can't read it. But that is exactly what this looks like. Tell you what it looks like is a very high-priced hotel, but there's just plants everywhere, and there's people attending to these plants.
Yes.
It actually looks beautiful, just quietly, but I'm sure a lot of what the French do is beautiful. But a hospital for neglected houseplants, if you don't mind. Oh, look, they're all potting them and... So is this a volunteer service, I wonder?
No, it's a paid organisation, a private organisation. They have other businesses as well, apparently.
Green light, go, go, go.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
A collective of urban gardeners in the service of revegetation of our cities is the only English words on this webpage. Well, there you go. A hospital for plants. Love that. I do love that.
Wait. Sorry, I was just organising the next... What? Hospital for plants? What have I missed?
Yeah, that was...
You missed it, mate. You got to go back and watch the tape. You just have to watch the tape. That's the only way to go through it.
That was the Bender fact. And then I went and Googled it because I couldn't believe it. And sure enough, there is indeed a hospital for plants in France.
Is it called a nursery?
No.
Well, it should be.
Like... Isn't that what we call like a garden centre, a nursery? Well, you just take them back to the nursery you bought them from because you can't look after your own plants? G'day, Peach.
In essence, yes. They
tell you
will
what.
take them for you, yeah.
There's such thing as a morgue in the plant world too, because that's our house, because my partner doesn't water them enough. No, I take that back. She's been a lot better, sorry.
Listening, tune out now.
I know she's not listening.
Wow. He's backpedaled on that real fast.
Woo! Woo! No, she's actually had to isolate in the last few days because dickhead visitor to the hospital she's working at had COVID. So she went to stay at her mum's house and I watered the plants and saved them. So who really is the MVP? Could be Team Mac, who starts a lap here at Kyalami Super Quali. So 8-minute qualifying session here, followed by the main event, the 40-minute race, which I'm hoping simmers down a little bit from race 1 because
Amen.
mental health of our stewards is very, very important.
As I was saying, there's a big team of stewards in there, but that was a lot of penalties. They were the penalties we'd seen already handed out. That didn't include the last 5 minutes where we saw a bit of extra how you going. So, yeah, lots and lots to do for that team.
But that's fine. You'd rather see the penalties than not see something given. Cough, SRO, cough. I'm not sure what happened to T-Mac in race 1, but he's probably my prediction here for pole and Super Quali. Ended up in the pits a bit earlier in the race and that sort of stayed there. So, fingers crossed, he has a bit more luck here. Next week, we're off to the Glen for the first time. The Glen. Who's excited for that?
Yes, that'll be huge.
Oh, in the Sprint Series, are we really?
Yep.
Is that before that's before the Endurance Series? Okay, I didn't know that. I haven't checked that out. All right,
It's strategically done too, mate.
I have done literally 0 laps of the Glen in my sprint car. I've been doing them all in my endurance car, so I need to go sort that out pretty quickly too. I'm finding out a lot of good information tonight.
At least join the DLC, mate.
Oh, right. You don't, obviously.
I haven't bought it yet.
Go and sort that out. Good call from you, T-Mac. P1 so far, as the times start flowing in, and 6/10 clear of anyone else. So, very nice little banker there from T-Mac.
I was just going to say, I do like this super sprint qualifying format. I think it's a nice way to have, you know, an in-between race 1 and 2. You know, if you have a bad race 1 and you're way out of position, you can sort of not get out of jail free because you're still the best going to start 13th, but you can start in a more representative position for race 2.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the better editions we've made. Something a little bit different as well. There's a few of you, only a little few, that have requested the IRL F1 sprint format for the F1 series. It's a big no. I reckon that's great to watch. I really enjoy watching the sprints in the real F1, but I don't think it's a good format for what we want to do in our series. And it's great to see you back racing this year, or this season, Bender.
Yes, making a return. Been very busy the last few months, but
In the F1s?
yes,
Are you?
yeah, months, yeah.
Let's go! I didn't know that either. Oh, what a night.
You're finding out everything tonight, JC. You're
Yes.
going off high to high. I'm new information coming out every few minutes. Like,
That's
bouncing
huge
around.
news.
Yeah, you'll probably see me in one of the bottom tiers. I've done.
You might
one
not see him,
race.
that's the thing, JC.
You might not see me, mate.
broadcasted.
And the cars just feel awful to drive, to be honest. So I imagine the pace won't be there.
Wash your
That's
mouth.
blasphemy. I love this year's game. I reckon the handling feels really good. Right, okay. No, I'll be keeping an eye out, that's for sure, whether or not you make it to the broadcast splits or not. I'll be keeping a very firm eye on the standings and how you go.
I reckon he'll get a sneaky reserve spot somewhere when he gets the hang of the game. You watch. Bend up. Podium. Tier 1.
Well, I'm thinking back to...
I think those
to-
days are long
drugs.
gone, mate. Long
Hungary,
gone.
Hungary Tier 2 last season was one of the best races I've ever casted, I think. And that was you, Franco, Bender,
Deckers.
Raj, Deckers, all of you in the space of, 3 or 4 corners for battling for laps upon laps. It was just awesome to watch. That's what you want.
That was great to compete in as well. Very clean racing. Love Hargara Ring. It'll be round 1 for F1 series this season.
Is that one of the ones that coincides with
Yes.
IRL Hungary?
Yep.
Nice. That's a cheeky little addition too. I like that.
Well, I suppose it is an addition. It's more revisiting an idea that we've done in the past.
Oh, right.
Here's something that you might find funny, Bender. Canada didn't make it on the calendar. So
Oh, I wonder why.
I cannot. I didn't. I wasn't even. I voted for the bloody thing. I wanted to see Jeddah and Canada, but it was Jeddah and Miami. Vomit.
Can I just say, I know we're a little off topic here, but the Jeddah street track, I did a race around that the other day, just like 5 laps. That track is absolute garbage.
Thank
No!
you. That and Miami can both get
Jeddah's
in.
great racing.
No, false.
Jeddah was the second best race we had of the season. Changed my mind.
Oh, but, no doubt, it's great racing, but to drive it, absolute garbage.
Have you done Miami yet?
No.
You're in for a
Miami's-
surprise.
Miami's terrible.
Oh,
Mi-
if it's
Miami
terrible,
would
I
be
don't know
good.
what I'm saying, that's terrible as well.
Miami would be good if it honestly, that last sector just ruins the entire track. Other
Miami-
than the straight, obviously, and the last hairpin. Even the last hairpin's just weird, and then that sort of S thing before. Nah, there's a chicane in the final sector, and it's just horrible. It just ruins the whole.
Miami would be good if it was in Sepang.
Sepang's a great
Yeah.
track. Have you seen the DLC that they're bringing out?
Is it true though?
Well, I don't know, but if it is, it's huge.
Now, people people initially said it was fake, and then I mean, it's probably pretty easy to Photoshop, but then people looked at it more and said it could be real because it's got EA branding, advertising around the track.
Yeah, but if I was going to Photoshop a troll,
Oh yeah, of course, like you
attention to
would,
detail.
but it's like, well, okay, I guess that gives it a little more credence, but you still think it's fake.
I've got my fingers crossed. That looks like a pretty significant addition. If there's like 7 or 8 tracks there, including Hockenheimring, which would be amazing. Anyway, let's see how Sean goes here. Does he improve on his time? Only a second off of pole, which Team Max got wrapped up at the moment with a 41.3. Sean does improve,
wow.
and I tell you what, he's only 3/10 off the top there from Shawnee Muller. Very nice. He'll be very happy with that. Mitch Hayes had a very eventful race 1, getting his elbows out with a couple of different drivers on a couple of different occasions. Currently P5, crosses the line, does improve, but doesn't pick up any additional positions. That is Penfold visiting the wall very aggressively.
Got the fold part right. Wow. Got him. No, that was a massive hit. There was no brake applied there. That was just no. Oh yeah. By the way, the last race is
It's in the dark.
It's a lot darker than I was expecting. I'm
What?
like, oh no.
More
I've
new
just heard-
information.
hang on,
Bender.
I've
More
just-
new information.
5 stewards have just left. 8 o'clock.
I've got a
it's pitch
30-minute
black.
daytime set up ready to go. I've got not prepared for it.
Oh, model. Oh, wow.
Was this intended?
This is no. I thought it would be like twilight, like a sunset. That
8
sun
PM.
has gone. That is
So
out
yeah,
of
some
it.
tracks are pretty light, even at 10 p.m.
I
some tracks.
swear,
a bit
when
of
I
light.
tested it, it had some sun.
That is
That
pitch
is-
black, isn't it?
I must have been smoking the good stuff because that is very dark.
I mean, when we did the, what was it, Midnight to Misano event, that got dark about 10 p.m.
Yeah, but they had track
And then
lights.
It had track lights, and then the sun started coming up, and it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm supposed to be driving at night, and the sun's coming up, and it's only 3:30. What is going on?
Yeah, that was Suzuka too. Suzuka was bright at 4.
And it's not like those tracks. It's not like Italy's, North Pole-ish, where the sun's only. It's friggin' in Italy. It's yeah. I don't know. That's a feature. This is very, very dark. Get your lights on. I hope you got that prepared. I certainly don't. I've got a lot of work to do before tomorrow night. Great looking.
Let's
game.
just count all the track lights.
Okay. Yep. Yep. A firm 0 so far. A very, very firm 0.
Does this one count? I guess so.
Wait, where is that light even coming from?
This.
Is it though?
Well, it's imaginary, but it's. This is why we can't have nice things.
They look like speakers.
Well, I don't know where that light's coming from.
Where is this
It
light
ain't
being
coming
generated
this.
from?
Maybe this is forklift.
That's
is
just a
doing-
forklift.
All right. Anyway, we've counted. I'm going to say 1, just to give it a benefit of the doubt.
And you know what? It's at sunset too, which is interesting.
Oh, if anything, it adds
it's
something different
dark
to the
up here.
series. It is very dark.
That's a beautiful view out there, though.
All right, we're still on 1. That's going to be a big fat 1.
A big fat one. It's a very generous one from you. I would have said 0.
Very,
The coach
Hey,
Dave.
at least the
there's
pits are lit.
brightest light on the track.
The pits are lit up. That's all that matters. Good luck, everyone.
Yep, the lights are on. The safety car's away. We'll get into the formation lap now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I might change that. But anyway, AP Sunset. How funny is that Sunset gets it in the
No,
dark?
you gotta leave it as it is now.
Leave it as it is.
You gotta leave it as it is now. You can't go around and play around with it.
It adds to the spectacle.
I can't wait, to be honest. Probably not going to be the greatest thing you've watched on broadcast, but it'll be something.
It'll be good from
So
inside the car.
Rory.
There'll be a lot of driver's eye views that will be good to watch.
Yeah.
This game's really good looking in the rain, and it's really good looking at night. So, as you said, from a broadcast perspective, it might be sort of hard, especially for us, to pick out cars and identify who's who. But those drivers will be having the time of their lives if they can make it through the first couple of laps. Obviously, the race director now calling down the top 12. That is not a straight line. I don't know what they're doing.
What?
Now there's a couple reversing, and there's a few more. Well, obviously, they're all ghosted at the moment, so that's fine. There's no damage, but yeah, the race director would have called P12 from last race down first, and then P11, P10, so on, and asked them to nicely... Oh, where's the safety car off to? Oh, dear.
Don't spin it. You don't want to be
quite got a handle on the Janetta there, has the safety car driver, but he sorted it out. He or she.
Are they all right?
Are they still on keyboard? We need to know. Let's go on board.
I'm not. I don't have my bucket with me.
Are they on keyboard? I know who that is if they're on keyboard.
Yes, they're on keyboard based on how they're steering. Yep.
Right, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Just totally missed the corner. Yep, that is... Oh, my goodness.
I don't want to watch it again.
My wrist got sore just watching that.
Message me who it is, JC.
So Justin Tate, from finishing 12th in race 1, will start in pole position. He'll be joined alongside by Alex Pass. Good to see a Nissan right
it's
up
not.
there.
I just sent you a DM with who I thought it was, and apparently it's not, because that person's...
They're in the race, mate.
That person's in the race. I clearly have no idea who it is in the safety car then.
It's the Stig. We're not naming and shaming. We'll keep it quiet. But they need to learn how to take barbecue.
Janetta on a keyboard in the dark. What could go wrong, Mr. Peabody?
Oh, if only it was raining. Nah. 11k wins. Maybe the wind blew the Janetta off the track. All right, yeah, really slow this up. It's way too spread out.
Yeah, there are some
They'll
massive
figure it out.
gaps
They'll
there.
group it up. That top 12, they're all pro-ams and pros, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They'll group it up.
Well.
Look at that left-hand side there. That's too big of a gap.
Pretty
What-
significant gap
what-
there. You're
they're gonna-
allowed to close that gap up before you come to the start-finish straight. If you see a gap in front of you, go and close that up. If you're watching this now, go and close it up. Obviously not now, but for tomorrow night, I'll... Anyway, let's get into it. Race 2, 40 minutes to go. We're in the pitchest of blackness. It is Tatey who's going to lead us away after
Green light, go, go,
coming
go.
home in P12 last race. Away they go. The green flags are out. There's a couple of 3 wides and 4 wides there very early on. That is a very spread out field as they come through the kink and down into turn 2 for the first time. That's pretty wide out there from Pass in the Nissan, which allows Malloy to come through in the Aston into P2. There's a death. That is almost instant. So I tell you what, they got off the track, whether intentionally or not. They've avoided the rest of the field, so it's not going to be an absolute car park. And it looks like Malloy's going to get up into P1 here. Tatey, I'm not sure if Tatey quite got turn 2 and 3 right, and it is Zach Malloy, ladies and gentlemen, up here in P1. After starting from P3, he's done very nicely here in the opening stanza. Tatey, P2 at the moment. And passing the Nissan on the outside there. Looks like he's going to hang on to P3. He's done nicely. He files away. And then the rest of the field single file before they get to the S's, because you don't want to go too wide through here. There's hardly enough room for 1 car, let alone 2. So, nice work. Great opening lap. There is a little incident that occurred at turn 2. But other than that, nice little start. Having a little issue with the camera in, camera here. Sort that out pretty swiftly. Ben Hignett chasing down Cardillo in the Nova Racing Bentley entry. P5 at the moment. Good start from those lads. It's actually been a very nice, clean start. A couple of wide there at Crocodile. And then through Cheetah for the first time. Everyone giving that sausage a very wide berth. Pretty early into this race, everyone just taking it nice and easy at the moment. We're not seeing too much elbows out business, but I would suggest that once these tyres warm up a little bit and the drivers get a little bit more comfortable, we will resume the action of race 1 where it was door-to-door banging. This is Clapano looking to make a move down on Senekis here, but Senekis holding a very defensive line down the inside, which compromises the exit for both of them and allows Muller and Maddox behind to get involved. Those two also getting a little interested in each other's business there. They come together and that allows everyone behind to swallow them up. So as I said, the elbows will start to come out shortly as drivers get a little bit more comfortable in the car and the conditions.
Looks like Muller came off worse from that little bit of a door bang incident there. What was that, turn 4 I think it was. Yeah, no, oh, that was close there. No real big incidents, just the one involving a couple of cars there at the start, which is good to see.
That was J-Rad getting all sorts of both curbs through the S, and he got swallowed up by Penfold. Penfold made his way through, and then Muller thought he might have a little go as well, but Rad did well to break deep into the hairpin of the BMW, which it is entitled to do. The BMW's got amazing brakes on it, so he just went nice and deep, held on to that position, keeps a hold of P13, and now tries to chase down Penfold and potentially get that position back.
Yeah, they've definitely sorted it out for race 2 here. No massive gaps, no splattering of yellow flags. Not easy conditions either. Just had a bit of rain and full kit and caboodle.
Maybe the darkness is the way to go, just to sort them out, just to calm them down, just to really get people to take it a bit easier.
Oh, that's an ambitious move there by JP.
He's gone and done it. Oh, who's that Audi? He's just lost 3 positions in about
think it was
a
Finch,
split
yeah.
second. One slight mistake, that's all it takes.
Diabol's is a fan, he says, leave the darkness, can I sub in tomorrow night? He's obviously keen to race in the dark.
Well, we normally see this in wet weather racing where you don't see as many incidents. It's tricky conditions, but everyone's probably concentrating a little bit more as instantaneously 99 picks up a yellow flag, and it looks like the S's have had a bit of a drama. I'll suss that out in a second. 99's just had to wait for an eternity there, which is the right thing to do. Rejoins is going to be harshly viewed upon in this season, more so than ever. So be very cautious around you when you're rejoining the circuit.
Hold your brakes, use your track map, and do it politely. It's not hard, but as I said, if you get it wrong, there'll be a big smack incoming.
Look at this.
This is Senekis and Hignett behind Cardillo. So Senekis in the slipstream of Cardillo manages to get it done on Hignett. I'm sure Hignett won't be just... Ooh, he's going to have to because Senekis pulls out in front of him and gets one done on Cardillo as well. So nice work from Seneki, number 1.
Yeah, he did well there. He left it till as late as you're allowed to leave it to make that move, and wasn't in the braking zone. Gets the move done and gives the Hignett nowhere to go. Nice move there, JP. So where's Clapano? 8th. He's just in this grouping here.
Tell you what, Senekis is on a mission here. I would suggest he's the early favourite. He's left Cardillo, he's left Capano and Maddox behind, and has moved up into P4 already, and only 4 tenths behind Pass. He's got Tate and Malloy in front of him as well. Malloy's done very nicely as well. He's got the purple lap after making those moves on the first lap, and he's stretched his legs. He's now 3 seconds clear of Tatey. So he's doing very nicely as Malloy, but he'll have to build a gap because he will have Senekis in his mirrors at some point over the next 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Senekis looks like he's got another one too. He's up there in a P3, so he's doing very nicely, but yeah, clearly on a mission is Senekis.
Couple of corners, I reckon, and he'll be up into P2.
Oh, there's a big crash behind. Cheetah there. We just saw it from the rear view cam. A couple of yellow
Yep.
flags out there. Few drivers off in the gravel trap.
Yep, car 108, I thought it was, but there's no 108, so it must have been Cardillo. As he falls back, it's car 100, so he was the one who had a bit of an issue at Cheetah. And backwards through the field he goes. Jay Finch, currently P9 with the fastest lap, so he's making waves back there in the middle of the field. Nice one. Here's a replay of what happened to Cardillo. So it's probably just going to be a little too much of a nibble. Yep, there it is. It's a tricky, tricky corner. And especially in the dark, it would be much harder to spot the turn-in point. So he falls back down to P15, and he has Shazran all over the back of him. Shazran obviously having a very eventful race one.
Yeah, I mean, Sausage Curb claims another victim. Love him or hate him, there's been a lot of debate around it, particularly in the F1 or single-seater open wheel racing series of late, given the serious crashes they can cause. What do you think of them, JC? You a fan or not really?
Not really would be my answer. As we get another replay here, that looks, is that Maddox? No, that
Rad.
may or may not be.
Rad.
It is, or it was not? I'm not
Rad.
sure.
Rad.
Oh, Rad, thank you, sir. Yeah, they are difficult to pick out the liveries in the night time, unless they're in a battle here. Like these, it's not too bad when they've got the headlights on them. Obviously, you can see that that's Clapano up the front there. He's got Hignett and Maddox behind. Now, Maddox is going to have a little go on Hignett around the outside, but Hignett's already lost a position into that corner to Senekis earlier on, so he wasn't willing to give that one up very easily. There was a little slight touch there between the two of them, but they are facing in the correct direction still. On the straight and narrow they go. But Maddox clearly got the pace. He'll want to move up a few more positions yet. Still half an hour to go. Plenty of time. Just want to make mention that Jan Tully has entered the chat.
Jan!
Hi,
Great.
Nan.
Jan,
Hello,
she's
Nan.
on board. Thank you to Gibbo for getting her on board tonight.
Look how close this is.
Yeah, Clapano had to get off the throttle there a couple of times. He's going to draw around the outside. Hignett is going to make the most of it, but I'm going to put money on that Lamborghini win in this drag race. The S's seem to be bringing a lot of people unstuck this race. 72, 55. Oh, that might not be a good one. When there's double yellows there, I really worry about rejoins. 33. Oh,
Don't mind this from
dear,
Capano around
look
the
at
outside.
that. Nice move.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he got a big chunk of the grass there on the outside, though, but he managed to hold onto it nicely. Who's that coming down the inside there? Oh, he's got
Hignett.
right at the back of Capano,
no.
too. No, I think that was Hignett.
Was. Got
Who?
too greedy. Too greedy.
Hignett managed to get one done between the cheetah and the final corner. So he done nicely, but then, I don't know, he was just carrying too much pace, couldn't get on the anchors, and just the slightest of touches on the rear of Clapano there sends him around. So Clapano not having the night he wanted. Who's that there on the inside of turn one? That might be Muller back there, I think, who's just had a bit of a how you do on the inside of turn two.
Yeah, look like some very strange collision physics there. Clapano and Hignett, their cars played Transformers. We're morphing into one for a little bit there.
So
This
Malloy,
battle- Yeah, it's not over. Hignett's still going for the moves here. Keen to get past McKinnon's and pass.
he's got a good run, and the McLaren's going to have to brake early. The Bentley goes deep, holds the inside, and gets good Bentley-like drive out of that corner. Look at that, the Bentley takes off. Has very nice corner exits, does the Bentley. Still a bit of work to do yet. McKinnon's not finished with this one. But yeah, again, the McLaren having to get on the brakes pretty early is the McLaren. So gives that one up.
Don't even want to press this button, but I'm gonna.
Is it the instant replay button?
Push the button. So this is Penfold. I do like those liveries now. Actually, they're pretty easy to spot, aren't they? This is a rejoin.
Oh, bang!
Not ideal. No, that's not ideal at all. Oh, no. Oh, no.
See, I didn't want to press it, but that's what happened at the
So,
S's.
yeah, the rejoin caused all of that. That's why they're important.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a trip to the pit lane. That one.
They're all teaching moments.
Exactly right. As long as you learn from it. If you do that again in another race, then you're going to get a little tap on the shoulder saying, hey, you've got to be better than that.
Here's Muller up the inside of McKinns. McKinns closes that door before they get to the apex. Which is fair enough. Muller was nowhere near up the inside far enough, so entitled to do that. Muller does nicely, pulls out of the move, and all's well that ends well. And we'll have to recover and have another crack at another corner. Looking at the back of Pass here. He's got Hignett chasing him down. Hignett potentially looking at a little penalty coming his way at some point. That's someone off there in the dirt.
Yeah, lost it at Cheetah and went straight to the pits.
Straight into the
Morris.
pits.
Oh, he was up as well. He was
He was.
P5, I think.
Who's
That
that?
is a big hit, Morris.
Yeah.
So these top positions they're definitely up for grabs.
Oh, definitely. Malloy still holding off JP for now, but that gap's now down to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Whoa,
Peach has
that's
got
a
the
bit of
purple lap.
weaving. Or unless he lost a bit of his rear there. Be careful with that. Oh, around the outside of Sunset. In the Sunset split with no Sunset. He might have done it. Nice
That is a
move.
Nice move.
Nice one. Excellent
McKinns.
work there from Mr. Hignett.
McKinns is up 5 posies. Looking for another one, so he's having a lot more luck this race. If everyone could just leave Clipano alone for the next 24 minutes, that'd be great though. I still feel so bad for that man after race 1.
After race 1, yeah.
Yeah.
27, Finch is around at Le Cop. And 411's around at the S's. The S's! It must be the sighting of... Wow.
Oh.
See you later.
Whoa!
Wow!
That is Muller coming from a
Thrown at the
long
needle.
way back.
Thought he had the Porsche brakes, didn't.
I'll tell you what, McKinn's has done pretty well there to be aware of what was coming in his mirrors and just open the steering and allow Muller through.
Love to see some onboards of that.
Wow, he came through. So good heads-up driving there from T-Mac. And yeah, Shawnee Muller will be heart racing after that one.
Yeah, I think Jip was being said at the time.
So you were talking about the S's. We're going to come through those shortly. You know, it's the curbs. It's the curbs at the S's that... It's just a crap track. They're just
not great,
they
are
make
they?
no sense. They're just big, ugly freaking... If they were flatter curbs and you could ride them a bit better, this whole S section would be smoother and the run up to the hairpin would be better. But they're just so raised. You can't really use them unless you're in a Bentley or an Aston.
Oh, nice move there by Papano. Going around and getting the move done on Tate. Up into P4 now. We go to the instant replay. Oh yes, here we go. Look at this.
So we haven't got any mirrors here from T-Mac. Oh, he's got the virtual mirror there. There he goes. He does. He just opens the steering there at the last second. He does very nicely. So he's clearly using those mirrors.
Great to see on board from Sean Muller as well.
Very nice work there from T-Mac. Aware of his surroundings. Opened up the steering, got away with it. And then was rewarded on the next lap with a move past pass. So, nice one. Oh no, he's still battling with pass. I thought we saw him get past. This is Jordan Finch, who held the purple lap for a little while, so clearly has the pace, but we also saw him as a yellow flag driver at some point. So
I feel like he was a bit higher up. I want to say he was around P9 earlier in the race.
yeah, Mel called out that he had a yellow somewhere. It might have been the one at the S, potentially. So he's coming a cropper, finds himself back in P17, chasing around this man, Rob Penfold.
It might have been raced with the yellows. Penfold. If that was the rejoin one you're talking about.
Benner and I were just trying to work out why Finch has dropped back through the field. And you called his number before saying that it was yellow, but I can't remember exactly what
Probably.
it was. But no, so
There's
he'll be out of position here a little bit too. I'm not sure how damaged that Audi is, but the Audi's really strong around here, so he'll feel like he can make up a few positions to go in these last 20 minutes. He'll want to get a few of those back, see if he can claw back some points. Milo. I do like Milo, Jordan Finch.
Hot or cold?
I like both. I prefer cold.
Yes, good man. It's got to be cold.
But I love Milo so much, I can have it on toast. Have you ever had it on toast?
No, I've never had it on toast. I've had it on ice cream.
So just a tiny little butter, tiny little bit of butter, and then spread the Milo over it so it sticks, and then chuck it in the toaster for no more than like 20 seconds. You don't want to actually toast it, you just want to warm it up. Oh,
Yeah, right.
let's go. Very nice. I had that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I was a kid. That Audi does... It looks a little banged up, does it not, that Audi?
Yeah, it does. Just a little bit.
Which means he just can't quite get the straight line speed here to get up alongside Penfold, but he sends it deep under brakes and gets it done pretty cleanly. So there's one.
I don't want to press this, but I'm going to.
Oh no. This is the instant pain button. So this isn't the one we saw before with Hignett. Oh no. Overlap exists and he's just drifted across. Oh no. That's...
Oh no!
Oh no! It got worse!
It's like the caption, wait till the end.
Got to use full track map, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you've got that full track map open and you can see the gaps as they... Because honestly, the smaller track map, it shows you nothing. It shows you hardly 50 metres behind you, so you've got no idea what's coming. Especially at speed, as everyone gets the exit out of the last corner there. They're coming. Got to have that full track map open. Got to be aware of what's happening. Senekis has moved up into P1 here at some point and is already 3.5 seconds clear, so I'm not sure if Malloy here made a little error. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and just say Peach is super quick, got him done. He's got the purple lap, has Peach. So he's been on a mission. We saw it early on. He made up a few positions really quickly, and up into P1 he goes. So looking very nice here for a race 1 and race 2 victory is the Senekis. Malloy in P2 is already 4 seconds back. Maddox in P3 has a 5-second penalty, and Clapano is on for a podium if he can keep that gap under 5 seconds, currently at 3.3. Tatey, after starting from pole here in race 2, is back there in P5, which is not too shabby. As you said, probably still a little bit rusty as Tatey. He's done pretty well tonight. And then T-Mac, Pass in front of Hayes here for 6, 7, and 8. with 18 minutes to go.
I mean, you're talking about people being rusty, JC. Yeah. You're obviously not going to want to watch tomorrow night when you see me drive.
Even the first one or the second
one?
one?
Let me tell you, I don't know, mate.
Second.
Sometime tomorrow.
So he's
Second,
in
there you
you're
go.
in Beckett's with me. So don't talk to me about Rusty.
Please come together.
Bendergate. You remember why Bendergate exists? We still haven't settled that.
What was Bendergate?
I actually don't remember.
You can't bring it up and have no idea.
So you just throw him out of the bus.
Hey, do you remember that thing with the
no,
stuff?
No. Mole will attest that there's definitely a Bendergate, but neither of us can remember what it is. Is this Shazran up the inside here?
Don't
It is.
throw me
Nice
under the
one.
bus. Oh,
No,
that's
you
deep.
know this.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
that's wide.
That's wide.
Get it back together, Shazran. He does. Godfrey now gets that position back. Bit of Honda on Honda action here. Tell you what, I'm absolutely loving driving this car at the moment. Shazran not done yet. I reckon he's going to have another little crack down the inside. Here he is.
That's Godfrey.
Oh, he came from a
Up
while.
and around.
Godfrey did nicely to allow him the space, really.
Good racing.
No, that was Godfrey that sent it.
Oh, was it? All right, I've
Yeah.
got the wrong car. All right, okay. So Shazran did nicely to open up the steering and allow the space down the inside there.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. No, there's no bus throwing. There's definitely a Bendergate. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and find it now.
You are. I want to know.
Something
Whoa,
with-
Shazran!
Oh, no. Tell you what, that's not as bad as it could have been.
What has happened? Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
Play on.
Play on.
Just a little move
That
occurred.
car's got to have some damage. That was a big hit.
It was something to do with the Bathurst 12 hour, and it was during the wet race thing that occurred before that. It's
remember-
ringing a bell, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
I was supposed to get it back during Bathurst, but it was something that occurred before then. Oh, I can't remember.
I think you said you were going to punt me or something during the wet race.
Couldn't
Yeah,
catch
that
you.
was
Fun
that
race,
was to
yeah.
get you back for Bendergate. That was because you'd done something to me, and I can't recall what it was. It can't have been that bad.
Tate, bit deep there in the last corner. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be absolutely fed here by the McLaren.
I would suggest this isn't over yet, because the McLaren's going to have to brake around about now, and the Porsche's got another 2.5 years before it's allowed to brake. But no, Tatey, very generous there.
Oh, perfectly taken there by T-Mac.
Nice work, T-Mac.
Things have just settled down, dare I say it now. 15 minutes to go. I think a few drivers might be putting this one in the scrap heap for races they enjoyed, but hopefully they've learned a lot, because a lot of new faces in the sprints. That's what we want to see. We want to have it open to people joining. Just, if something happens, you cause an incident, you're involved in one, use it as a learning experience. You can't change what happened, but you can definitely learn from it.
Yep, exactly. Get your replay. Watch it for yourself first. Check out the angles of the people who participated in the incident. If you're still unsure, throw it up in the Discord. There's always going to be someone who'll critique your driving in the Discord. Don't worry about that.
Don't have to ask for that. People do it for free.
But no, we've got a massive amount of stewards here in OOR who all stewarded different races and at different times. But they'll come to the rescue and they'll let you know. As I said, it's a teaching experience. Just learn from it. It's all good. Easy money. There's plenty of races to go in this season yet. It doesn't all end tonight. Who?
Off in the dirt.
There, yeah. Someone bringing up a... Oh, there they are. Who's that out there?
Fab.
Poor old Fab's already been in the pits tonight. He's just not quite having it come together for him.
I think Bryce Mettings in chat has summed up the theme throughout tonight. You have some light damage on the rear.
There's been plenty of missed brake markers for sure. Godfrey inside the top 10 here. He'll be pretty happy with that. But he's not done yet. He wants to get this one done on Mans. Mans forces him around the outside, takes the inside defensive line.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's good racing so far, but it
Nice
looks like
move.
Godfrey's going to get that done. Very nice there. So Godfrey up into P9, Mans down to P10, and now under pressure from Dickinson. Dickinson having his own battle with Taylor. Taylor looks like he's going to get the drive because Dickinson got it all wrong coming out of Barbecue. So side by side through Sunset they will go. And Taylor around the outside of Sunset after getting the drive out of Barbecue gets it done. Nice one. A
Great
couple of moves
overtake.
there. Good racing. Good,
That's what
clean
we like
racing.
to
That's what it's
see.
all about, too. Love that.
Let's go to Sean Muller in the Ferrari.
That's uncalled for.
Just slip that one in
Oh,
there.
he'll love it. I'm just saying, he loves
Are
the
you a-
Porsche. Mate,
You Porsche ambassador? You're trying to...
no, he is. If he owned a Porsche, he'd sleep in it. Maybe he does own a Porsche, I don't know. Let us know in the chat one time, Mr. Muller.
Well, he'll be joining us on comms tomorrow night, will he not?
Yes, the GOAT pairing of Sean Muller and Alex Bowen.
Bowen, yeah. So they'll be doing the first one, I reckon.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Good save, Dickinson. Good save. Could have put it in the wall. Could have overcorrected and come back onto the track, onto the racing line. He's done very nicely there, has Dickinson. And hangs on to P12 for good measure. Michael Manns and Chris Taylor still battling away here.
Now, before you guys race, do you have nerves? Pre-race nerves?
I have.
I hope so.
Well, you go then.
Nerves are good. It's just how you use the nerves.
I have shocking frickin' nerves in qualifying, and then I'm all good for the race. I'll practice during the week. If I practice during the week, I'll do like some really good times, and then I'll be a full 6/10 off that in qualifying because I'm so nervous during qualifying. I'm bloody horrible. But then lap one, I feel like I'm really good at lap one. I have no nerves in the race. No nerves lap one, no nerves in the race. So yeah, that's me.
And if I'm turning up just to turn up, then no, there's no nerves. But if I'm actually, trying and invested, then yeah, there's nerves. Just quick start. For an endurance race, you don't want to bin it for the team. But a few unfortunate moments in previous races where you just get part of the collateral damage, and then it's an uphill battle for the rest of the race. Never feels good.
What about you, chat? Do you suffer pre-race nerves? How do you manage them? I don't normally have nerves for qualifying. I'm just very cautious. I don't want to bin it in qualifying. So I kind of don't go as hard as I probably should. And the race is like, please don't kill me turn one. Please don't bin someone turn one. And then once the turn one's done, it's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. Or Canada, turn 4.
Turn 6.
Tell you what, that
No.
track feels horrible on it. Anyway,
I was going to say, if it's raining, there's no nerves. It's just all excitement.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Oh, that is close.
I actually feel inspired in the rain because I feel like I'm stronger in the rain compared to everyone else. Not that other people are bad in the rain or what, I'm not saying. I just feel like my pace is closer to other people in the rain. So I get excited when it rains. So I've got a real chance here to have a good result.
that's fair. Well, if you're excited in the rain, what are you, Bender, in the rain?
We can't talk about it, mate. It's a PG
Orgasmic.
Christian stream.
Yeah, I was about to say, the clothes coming off everywhere, I reckon.
Clothes can't come off if you don't
If the
start.
pants
Andy.
were not already off,
Yeah, that's right.
Taylor and Mann still battling away here, and Mann's got all sorts of cheetah sausage. And
Jeez.
then
One deep on the curb there.
a
Oh
lot
no,
of curve there too, yeah.
he's going to lose out to Dickinson as well.
So Mann's under pressure there for a couple of laps. Taylor in his mirrors, shining those headlights. Oh, that's
Dang.
a pretty wide straight for that to happen, guys. We could probably do
Yeah.
better than that.
Seeing a replay of that one, I reckon.
Oh, don't do it. We're already dead.
So
Yeah.
Taylor up into the top 10. Dickinson now in P11. But, yeah, Dickinson coming together with Mans there in a straight line. Those two not able to sort out their differences.
Yeah, we also haven't thought about much, but I think just very quickly recapping. Well, actually, Lapano has just passed Zach Malloy for P2, but JP is now well off in the distance. He's driven off into the sunset, if you like. He's, I think, 14 seconds ahead. So, pretty comfortable win for him in this race. In the last 7 minutes, assuming he sees it out.
Yeah, it's pretty dominant performance here from Peach tonight. As we said, race 1 victory, race 2 victory. This is what happened. There is a kink here. I guess this is why I call it a corner, as they come around the kink and...
Exactly,
Look, all right, okay.
Here's an out. It's like, oh,
yeah,
turn one, I got binned. There you go.
I mean, that's got to be the
right
first
on the
accident.
kink.
The first accident we've ever seen at the corner, at the
Mate,
kink.
as Holt would say on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, validation. No, we don't want to see it. I'm just saying, yeah, that's was a corner because you need to turn there, and if you don't turn right, yes.
Yeah, going back to that, what happened? Did Mans just not turn, or did
I think
Dickinson turn too
no,
much,
man. I think
or-
the Porsche turned a bit
Too much?
more than probably
Okay.
needed, and Mans but not enough. So
Finchy, I don't know if that's...
for
He
position,
got past Shazran. Is that... I don't think that's for position. I don't think that's my...
it sure is.
It is too. So Finch got one done in the last corner. Shazran had a little bit of an issue in Cheetah. Finch got him done down into the final corner, and then got one done on Mans as well. So Finchy moves his way up to P12. He's got the pace. He's driven very nicely tonight, has Finch. Aside from a little error that sent him backwards through the field a little bit. Just want to take my hat off to Shazran as well, who had a disastrous race 1, but has really pulled it together here in race 2 and is up here in P13. So he's doing very nicely. Is that out of fuel? Zach Malloy, what are we doing? What are we doing? I think he's out of fuel. I don't know.
Oh no!
So this is
Heartbreaking. Yes,
what
correct.
heartbreaking. What you would have been doing tomorrow night, JC, if we didn't tell you that it was a
100%.
20-minute and a 40-minute race.
100%.
Fill up for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, you hate to see it, Zach Malloy. Heart goes out to him.
He had such a good lap 1. He started from P3 and made up a couple of positions in the first couple of corners, and then started to stretch his legs and build a gap. And I think he was out 4 seconds clear of P2 there at one point. And then Senekis, obviously with the pace tonight, caught him. But he was still on for a podium. He was on for a really good, hard-working result. And now he's back down there. He's falling through the field in the pit lane. That's very unfortunate. Zach Malloy.
I was going to say, maybe that's why the pace did drop off. He realised, I've got to start saving some fuel. There's 30 minutes to go. Maybe that's what's happened. And,
You know what? I reckon as soon as he started this race, he knew. I reckon he knew straight away and was like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to have to pit at some stage regardless. Especially if he's taking his fuel for the shorter race. He's managed to extend it a little bit further than maybe he could have, but yeah. Well, I think we've all been there before with that little mistake you make.
What would you do in that scenario? Let's say, for example, you do realise that you've underfueled by 10 minutes. Do you do what Zach did and try and take a few positions early and just say, all right, well, I'm not going to finish this race, but I'll get up there in P1 and I'll have a bit of fun and then just finish the race 5 minutes early?
If there's no
Or
safety
would
car lap 1, just keep driving. Have some fun with it. If there's a safety car lap 1, there's your chance to pit early. But if otherwise, you're just going to pit early and have no one around you and probably have to be blue flagged. So you're better off just staying out there. Either way, it's still heartbreaking. So where is he now?
100%.
17th. I've seen drivers run out of fuel in the last corner. My mate Mitch ran out of fuel at Parabolica. Still stir him up about that.
his favourite corner, Parabolica.
Oh, yeah. The most overused corner word in the planet. I don't know why they always have to say it. Even a Rouge doesn't get as much of a mention.
No,
There's a reason why it wasn't named
Yeah.
one of the splits. Despise it.
yeah. Just on OOR's, a little off topic, but there's growing momentum that the Belgian government is working with the F1 management group to secure a new long-term deal to continue racing at Spa, the greatest track in the world, which I'm sure would please many fans.
I think it's silly that it's even considered potentially not being on the calendar.
Well, I mean, it'd be farcical considering Ross Brawn said it was untouchable less than 12 months ago.
Yeah. It can't really... I still think that Spa race where it got cancelled was a bit of a farce. Obviously they can't help the weather, but they also bottled it.
Oh yeah, they bungled it so much.
The longer you left them out, or not on track, the less water was going to be cleared because you can't go fast enough to clear the water. But anyway, that's a whole different ball game. But it can't not have it because it's dangerous. Because hey, there's a lot of tracks out there that are dangerous if you don't drive them right.
That's right.
So,
And I mean, in that situation, surely you all got the weather forecast, right? Don't have the parade. Don't have the playing of the national anthem and that stuff. Start the race half an hour early. Cut all that stuff out and then get on the track. At least you get some racing in when it's not raining.
I think the only thing with that is the broadcasters and sponsors might be locked into a certain time.
Yeah.
To
but
have
I
like a
mean,
backup window, if you already know in advance that there's a potential to be a storm like at 3 o'clock. Yeah,
like you
if they're
can
not
see it
racing
coming
and it
late
hits, you're doomed. Still, one of my favourite races to ever watch was that Hockenheim one where it was wet and in. I think it was that
yeah.
race. One of the
Yeah,
best things I've
29
ever seen.
2019.
So good. Speaking of
it's
good
29.
things, this is a great little battle towards the end here, last minute of the race. The leader is just coming in last corner.
Michael Mann's trying to hold off Petherbridge. Pethy's got himself a pretty significant handful of penalties there, so he's going to drop back through the field. But Hayes chasing him around and trying to hold off Penfold. At the same time, wide there from Manns through Sunset, and Penfold as well joining in. No! So Hayes, I don't know if Hayes clipped the curb there on the inside and understeered wide, just got involved in Penfold's side panel.
Bit of hip and shoulder.
Oh, he's got a run.
Petherbridge looks like he's got the run.
Mans doesn't need to force this position hold because of the penalty, but he's going to send it. He's a sprint driver.
He's a sprint driver.
Who cares? Hayes is lurking behind, so
Hayes has been involved in
penultimate
plenty
lap.
tonight too, by the way. So,
Oh,
that's
100%.
a.
Bang!
Then gives him one for good measure. That's going to be another pen there for you, Chad. You've got a couple of penalties already. That's not how you do it.
That's not how you make porridge.
Yeah, that's not how you do it. He'll know that. He'll be kicking himself. As soon as you're on that grass there, when you get back on the track, he should be on the anchors because those tyres are not going to be loving life. And I'm going to go look at another battle because, ouch. Where's the race
Loving the
leader?
work from Dickinson up there in the top 10, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. AM-class driver, staking himself into the top 10. Very nice.
Oh, yeah, you say AM class, but they're all provisional.
No, I know they're provisional, but that means
Speaking of
he's
not
pretty
provisional,
new to the series.
JP picks up the win here, race 2
Nice one, Peach.
at his home circuit. Well done, JP. Clapano. We won't talk about race 1. You should have won that. I've already talked about it. Sorry, Clapano. But at least you get P2 here on race 2. The race will never happen, mate. Please don't look it back. McKinns. Oh, could be my driver of the race. Started from 13th up to 3rd, if you don't mind.
Great drive.
Podium for McKinns.
Great stuff, T-Mac.
Boom. You'll be absolutely stoked with that. Maddox P4. It's got a 5-second penalty, but I think he's got enough in the bank to cover off Justin Tate,
Yep.
who's also going to be extremely happy with that. Had a horrible qualifying. I think he was down in 28th or something. P5, race 2. Take that. Who else have we got? Pass. Oh, hang on. That's after the race. We'll go back up to Mans, who looks like he's in a battle. Heading towards the Crocodiles. You won't have to worry about losing the position ahead because Pethy Bridge has 15-second penalty and might have more coming. I think it was him that was involved in that incident last lap.
Indeed,
Yeah,
it was.
I think that's what the extra 10 seconds was for. It was 5 last lap, now it's 15.
Oh, well, there you go. So Pethy is going to drop a few. So Mans Malloy Robinson, who's got 10-second penalty, and that'll do her. That will absolutely do it. As Robinson's the last across the line. No, I take that back. Car 66, just doing their thing. If I can find them. Done. Done like a dinner. And it
Pretty
is
eventful
well
restarting
past.
of the Sprint Series.
Yeah. That went a lot later than I was expecting. So that's good to know. This is why with the qualifyings are short, gents and women and everyone else, because it just gets out of that 90-minute window we have. So we'll tinker with that next time. But well done to the majority of you on a eventful round 1 here at Split Sunset. We're gonna go
Crikey, Moses,
straight
look at the
over.
times. So
Yep.
you will want to hurry up and get over there to have a look at the Porsche Cup and the BMWs. Are they at Kyalami as well?
Yes.
So that'll be, as I said before, that'll be a great watch.
Just to press a few buttons.
Looking forward to going to put the kettle on right now and getting in my dressing gown, and I'm going to kick back and watch the Porsches and the BMWs go about their business.
So JP's gone straight from the win here in race 2. He's going to jump in the BMW, so he might even get qualifying
Green
in
light,
here.
green light. Show them what you got.
Yep, he's going to miss quali, but he was expecting that. Bang. Here we are. Oh, it's a bit overcast.
Could it possibly rain?
It could possibly rain. Porsches haven't done qualifying, so they have delayed the start of quali. I think.
Is this, I reckon the Porsches have already done it. This is qualifying two,
yes,
is it not?
take that back. I take all of that back. Who's just jumped in the booth?
We can welcome along Alex and Mr. Franco. Frank Frankfurt.
He's back.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back in the booth. Been out for a little while, but Neil put the call out, and I thought I would jump back in and have a go at commentating this Cup race, Porsche v BMW.
Is that a new microphone? Because that is crisp.
Sounds so good, Franco.
It's crisp.
Yeah, that's the some of the ScoMo money. Just upgrade a couple of bits and pieces.
Thank you very much, by the way, David and Jamie, for joining me for Split Sunset.
Our pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for having me. Great to be back. I'll
Love your chat.
love the chat as well. I'll just leave you all with this little nugget
Uh-oh.
before we leave. Argentina has a parrot school where macaws are trained to find food and fear stuffed foxes while they are rehabilitated and then eventually released into the wild.
That is not something I was expecting to hear tonight.
Plant hospitals and parrot rehabilitation centres. It's
Yeah, mate, it's all happening here at season 10. Stay tuned.
love it. Good stuff. Thanks for having us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks,
So guys, thank you. All right, did you guys watch Split Sunset?
I did, Malik. A very interesting race one, fairly action-packed. There's a lot of people getting the rust out, and then race 2, I mean, JP Sneakers was a class above.
Yep, so he goes straight from that race win into this server to start from the back of the grid in the BMW. So I don't think he would have had time to jump out on track.
Yes, I did get a chance to watch it. I didn't have much of a choice sitting in the steward's office.
Oh, I didn't want to give you PTSD, mate.
It was interesting.
I think Malik's going to be paying some OT
Oh.
after this round.
So, Jay, look at this. He's got 12 seconds across the line to start a hot lap, I'm pretty
Did he
sure.
do it?
I couldn't afford an M4, he says, even though he was driving an M4. Oh, he got a lap in. He's not mucking around. He's going to get another lap in. no chance for a break. No, but I think this will be a little less eventful than the Sprint Series. But we haven't done a multi-class sprint race before on the same server, so I'm going to be very interested to see how they play the blue flags rules, because they're a little bit different when it comes to multi-class. You don't have to get off the racing line. You just can't fight through the corners or block, and it's up to the faster car, which is the Porsche in this scenario, to get their way through safely. So I'm not sure if anyone remembers the Paul Ricard 8-hour we did.
I certainly do. I was in that in one of the GT2 class in the Camaro, I think.
Oh, nice. There wasn't many GT4 entries for that. Yeah, they love them, we hate them, but...
That was definitely an exercise in communicating with your team. Where's the nearest car? And it's usually all the time. I'm sure the guys waving the blue flags would have Popeye arms after that race.
I do remember one of the GT4 teams deciding the Ginetta would be a very good idea at Paul Ricard. So I imagine they had a lot of time down Mistral to make a cuppa or
get some work done.
Right, War and Peace.
Yeah, get some work done. Those jobs around the house that you've been wanting to do and putting off. Plenty of time.
Just do the old brick on the accelerator trick.
A few of those did that last split.
They missed the bit of taking the brick off the accelerator when they approached the corner, as a fan. As we jump now into the race, qualifying is over. No surprise, all the Porsches are at the front. Herod managing to get himself into P7. It's not a bad effort.
No, ignore that. So I was expecting the game to do this. It just shovels them up anywhere. So it'll just be a manual grid call from the race director based on qualifying, because can't have nice things. We've got 29 out there. Don't know how many BMWs ended up making up this split tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. 10 and 20 nearly. This is a split. What would you have picked if you competed in this series? Porsche or the Beamer?
I probably would have done the Beamer just because I've driven it before. I'm quite comfy in it, and I think it's a fun little car to drive.
Yep. What do you, Frank?
I would pick the Porsche for me. I have. It's been a while since I've driven the Porsche in ACC or driven ACC in general. But yes, no, the Porsche for me. I'm not a real big fan of the BMWs, although they seem to be pretty popular in the GT3 class, the new edition. So I might have to give that a go at some point. But yeah, no, definitely the Porsche in this cup.
Yep. I'm probably just leaning towards the BMW because I find it a bit more fun wheel to wheel. Porsche is a great car to drive though, but I reckon maybe I'll lock in the Ginetta. I'll be the safety car driver. I really like the Ginetta and I love the shape of it. Not as much wind as the last race we just saw, even though it's blowing a gale on those flags. It's not a 1k wind by the looks of it. I think those flags are telling lies.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be much weather either. Overcast conditions, so that might just help stretch the tyres a bit, as these guys will have to make a pit stop.
How'd we go, chat? Who's jumped in after the race? Yeah, Klapana's in there, such bad luck. Yes, mate, I feel you. But overall, fantastic night by yourself. Zach, did you take fuel as if it was a 20-minute race? Because that's sadness as well, mate. Other than that, you did a great job. Good to see Bender and JC
20
in
minutes
chat.
to fuel, probably not the best idea.
Rogras says, first back race tomorrow. I am nervous. I might ask you to. Do you get pre-race nerves when you sim race?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know Franco does.
yeah, I do, but I also, like a lot of people, they sort of calm down during the race. But when I'm battling and trying to keep someone behind me, I can just feel the heart rate just creep up a little bit.
Yep. So there's no hiding the
Well, I
safety
agree
car
with-
driver tonight. It's Shaky Weatherburn is being caught out.
Well, you better not spin it.
No, I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
not on a keyboard.
Far too dry for Matt's liking in here, and I would tend to agree.
Yep. Splitting at the start, disappointing. Yeah, it'll. Not gonna rain, no chance. Janetta Weatherburn.
Love it.
It's been quite a while since I've seen a rain race at Kyalami. I remember one of the first ones we did at night was raining. I remember calling that one.
That wasn't the flooded one, was it?
I can't remember.
'Cause
I think it went the full distance, but yeah, it was pretty treacherous.
We actually did have a red flag race here. One of the last thunderstorm races we allowed. I still remember the thunderstorm races like it was yesterday. We had one at Mazzano. I think Monza maybe cop one. This track cop one.
I think Suzuka as well.
Yeah, it's just not great racing. But they added a sim weather conditions toggle in the server files now, so you can actually turn the weather percentage chance up of rain, but you won't get the thunderstorms, so you won't get the flooded track. For fun races, yeah, it's good fun to do the thunderstorm races, but for a sprint series where you're practicing all week, nah.
Yeah, it's
Not
it's
for
pretty
me.
hard. Yeah, especially if you get your race ruined by not anything to do with your fault. That can be a bit hard to take sometimes. So it's not the worst idea to back out of the thunderstorm conditions. I mean, obviously you want to have the drivers being able to handle anything the game will throw at them, but I don't think you're not really racing in flooded conditions. You're not.
No, exactly.
Dri-
And
you're
this
not
series is
driving.
meant to be about that. Yeah, it's meant to be about driving wheel to wheel, having fun. Just trying to survive is already an obstacle at some circuits. We don't want to add the rain to that equation.
So it looks like it's going to be Lou and Kale on the front row. Who are we going to get to call this one, boys?
Look, you're back, mate. You might as well have a crack at it. I'm just trying not to curse this track because this is the famous track of the car park. So I want to ease things in. I might save that for split Beckett's tomorrow.
Rightio.
So over to you,
All
mate.
right. All right. So we got the pink Porsche, famous colour for the Porsches, sitting there on the inside. There's Scaloo. He will lead them out as we go green in just a moment.
Line, green light. Go, go, go.
And we're off. Good jump by, I think that's Kale on the outside. He might look at a move as Lou goes on the inside to defend. They start to spread out down the main straight as it widens out, but it looks like Lou is going to hold on. And Ty is going to come in and try and pitch P2 all the way through turn 2 and 3. Is he going to hold on? He's on the inside, and he does. So great move there from Kale. And it looks like everybody's through safe at the front end. Don't know what's happening at the back, but Lou's not done. He's going to go around the outside, but that's going to be a very tough overtaking move here as they make their way out to Clubhouse, I think this is, just through Sunset. And yeah, everybody realising that they just probably want to follow each other for the minute, feel each other out. All in the same spec car, so it's more about driving ability, getting good runs on straights than any advantages your car may have. But a very clean turn 1 so far.
Yeah, I just noticed on the formation lap that the BMWs couldn't actually push up enough closer for the grid start. So that's something we might have to redress and look at for the next round. Just a bit slower on the outlap because the poor BMWs are pushing shit uphill, so to speak. A much
they're not quick
clean
cars.
start.
We do have one of the BMWs obviously had a bit of misadventure right at the back there. Oh, as we see a bit of a big save there
save.
from
Oh my lord!
from Ty. He's had to go wide though. Those tyres might be a little bit toasty at the moment as he gets the drive down on the main straight. He's managed to hold his position, but interesting to see how he tackles this hard braking into what's technically turn 2. Looks like he is going to hold on, but yeah, great save. It was all out of shape through Cheetah. And yeah, just managing to control the car. Good work there from Stephen Ty. So what that has done, is it's given Lou a bit of a breather. He's got a bit of a gap now between that battle for P2 and 3. As we see a touch there,
Whoa.
2 into Cheetah.
Classic Cheetah death.
Yeah, that's never going to work. As you can see there, Lou has managed to skip out to a 1.2 second lead.
These buzz boxes. I know Bushtail was really looking forward to this series. He's focusing on this rather than sprints. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's great car to drive on ACC. You see those gaps very tight.
Certainly can. Apart from Lou, who's managed to get a bit of a gap, but you can see the gap from P3 down to, what's that, nearly P8.
Yep.
All within touching distance. So if you get it wrong, you're going to drop a swag of positions very, very quickly before you can get back on track. So we watch Shady Samuel, number 912. He's going to have a little bit of a look, but is he going to pull it up without making contact? Just does it. He compromised his line though. He's in invited beach hold, but manages to hold on. But that's the thing, if you have a look but you don't commit, you can lose the position yourself rather than get the one that you're trying to attack. So
Bit of a wobble up the back there as well.
yeah, it just throws your line out. You get the wrong line into turn 1 and it just feels like you can't get the right turn or the right driving line for about 3 or 4 corners.
So poor Josh Wiley's got caught out somewhere. He's in the middle of the BMW field.
Be interesting to see how he makes his way up through the BMWs, if it's easy or he's going to struggle.
I'm going to say easy. Look at that pace difference out of the corner. Just got to be patient in some of the slower corners where you don't have that room. We've had, who's that? Vintner, P1, Harod, P2, Neil, P3. Apparently, it didn't register JP's quali lap, the second one, where he got up to P2 in the BMW class.
Pit window is open.
Which is a bit weird.
It's also where you need to have a bit of trust in your opponents in the slower class to just give you that little bit of room, know you're coming through. As we see somebody's off there. As we
844.
just see that slight snap, just struggling to get the power down, all the while Lou is managing to just extend that gap a bit.
Here's a nice battle. Romanto leading from Samuel, Bushtold, Hill, Tran. What are your thoughts on Kyalami, Frank? You a fan?
Sorry, Mullet. We just saw a good save. I don't know if he actually just got into the back there, but now they're going to go side by side, and this is not the greatest These cars will be on full load. Lateral load as they go through the corners, so they managed to make it work, but it's not done. He's going to try and go around the outside, but he's going to leave himself open. I think that's Tran.
Yep.
Is he going to hold on to the spot, though, as Real? There's a little bit of a look in the black Porsche. Decides to... Oh, no, he's going to send it. He's going to send it, and... Well, that was... Late braking on the inside was always going to run into trouble, and the rejoin is a little bit questionable. So he's found himself all the way back down as we see Clomp going a bit wide. He may have been a little bit spooked by what was happening in front of him, but a late lunge down the inside just didn't quite work there.
He packed his bags, he shoved in the car, and he's absolutely sent it. And it hasn't paid off for him. One-way ticket to the steward's office. Oh, why are you doing that?
Oh, as we see, Tran at the back there, he might have some damage because he's struggling to keep that in a straight line out of the corners. As we might be suffering from a bit of understeer. But the real winner from that was Hill, as he managed to dodge all of them. He was in the middle and somehow avoided contact, and now he can look at putting some pressure on Hermanto. Well, Stephen Ty has managed to close back up on the leader, so even after probably just trying to get his head around the car again, he's always been a fairly good driver. He's going to put some pressure on Lou now. See the bouncing these cars do down the hill. Just hoping it just doesn't unsettle and send you in a Narnia.
And looking at the track map, it looks like the BMW class, they're all starting to spread out a little bit. Obviously the longer track with a few straights means that it's a little bit harder for those cars to attack each other. They do prefer the tight and twisted tracks, particularly the British tracks.
Here's a prediction to make. At what minute mark remaining does P1 in the Porsche overtake P1 in the BMW? And that's the move for the lead. Stephen Ty, helium foot, has caught Lou napping there.
Yeah, I think he's just caught Lou. I think all focused on the lap traffic and has just managed to steal his lunch there.
Yep,
So
and his
starts-
lunch money.
Yep.
So what minute mark, chat? Do you reckon that P1 in Porsche is going to overtake P1 in BMW? What's the gap now? Oh, lots. I'm going to say 22 minutes to go.
I'll be bold and say 27.
Frank?
Oh, I'll say 20. Give him a bit longer.
Alrighty,
I think 1 and 2 are going to fight on a bit, so that might slow them up.
Yeah, these are the new Cup cars, Bender. No worries, Donald. I've got plenty of other names I can butcher. Traditions.
You wouldn't have it any other way?
Oh, Shady almost into the back of Bush Hill there. He's really filling that that car in front's mirrors. He's trying to get P5. And again, late braking and manages to avoid. He's just had to go straight and widen his corner. But you just see he seems to be able to just be later on the brakes than what Bushell is at the moment. And he's just got to be patient now.
Yeah. When you know you're a bit later on brakes, you got to play to that. Because most of the time when you're late on brakes, you're not going to get a good exit. You're going to slow your exit out of the corner because you're going to be right up the back bum of the car ahead. So you've got to pick your corners.
Just see Brian Tran get a 15-second penalty for that earlier transgression down at Crocodiles.
Stewart's definitely not mucking about.
Another one for Hill as well. So penalties coming into effect.
And they're just starting to get through the back of this. This happened a lot quicker than I was expecting, but love it. I don't think there's any chance they're going to survive to 22 minutes. Oh, Mark, that is brave.
Well done to that.
Both.
Yeah, well done to that BMW keeping out of the way too.
But just answering both of Chad's questions. Firstly, yes, both classes do have to pit. I don't believe you can actually set mandatory pit stops for one class and not the other. I think it's just for all drivers.
Correct. Yeah, you can't.
As for alcohol consumption in commentary versus stewarding, obviously commentary is not as intense, and there's certainly less that you want to forget. So you can be a bit more sober when commentating compared to stewarding.
When you're pushing all the buttons though, you need all your faculties, as Malik will attest.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense at times, but I don't drink when I stream for that very reason. The opposite of what stewards are doing. If I'm on the terp, something's happened during the day, I'll tell you that much. something's not right. No, there's been a couple of streams that I've had a few drinks. Birthday streams. Kitty's birthday was one of them. OOR's birthday was another of them. Wow, what's going on here?
Look at the gaggle.
This is the battle for P4 in BMW class. 27 Vincenter, who's leading the BMW class, is about 5 or 6 seconds ahead of the Porsche leader. So we're all wrong. We're all very, very, very wrong. They might lap them a second time at the 22-minute mark.
Yeah, you can just see the pace difference there as they breeze past on the straights. So this is Johnson and Kale.
And it's happened. Oh, no. I'm fairly sure that is the leading BMW of Vincent at time of death, 30 minutes and 35 seconds. 37 seconds.
Well, so they probably will get a chance to lap him twice as Ty just goes a little bit wide, manages to hold on, but he would have been just catching his breath a little bit as this battle now. So this is another lap car involved. Yes. Johnson trying to put all the pressure on Kale at the moment. Still only, what have we got, 5 minutes before, sorry, pit window opens in 24 minutes, sorry. So.
No, it's open. It's open.
Oh, it's open now.
Yeah,
Yep.
it closes in 24.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah,
Been
so
a little...
it opens 5 minutes in, closes with 5 minutes to go.
Yep. So, what time are we thinking the pit stops? Are we thinking general half race distance, or you think some of the others may extend it and just have fresher tyres towards the end?
You can probably go about halfway. It's a bit of a guessing game at the moment for race one to know where you're going to be filtering into the traffic, because it's 29 minutes left and they've already lapped them. There's probably no point pitting right now because you're going to have to go through the same process a bit earlier. Maybe before they catch up with the second lap. So I don't know.
I think the other thing to bear in mind for the BMWs at least, obviously it's a longer lap for them, and it does take a few laps for their tyres to get up to temperature. They start off pretty bloody cold.
So they'll probably pit later, perhaps.
Let's watch Herod, who's currently sitting P3 in the BMW class, just letting some of the faster Porsches through. It's hill and real. Bender in chat saying someone will do the Bender strat. I'm curious to know what the actual Bender strat is, because there's really only one thing Bender's known for in ACC.
We're not at that track.
I don't think you're ever going to live it down, Bender. Ever. Oh, gamble.
Yeah, and this is the thing about multi-class racing. It's lap traffic can be a bigger danger than people you're battling.
It's not too bad here. There's plenty of room to get past. Watkins should be okay for the most part. Some other circuits. Maybe if it was a Zolder, they'd be tricky, or Brands Hatch. Oh, that is a lot of curb. That's a lot of curb.
It's done well.
Well held.
And he's had to take a bit of a compromise line as he gets a bit of a light flash from the BMW behind. Not sure what that's about.
Don't think
But-
they like the move into Cheetah. It's not really the best place to try and send it like that.
No, I can imagine. He did very well not to actually take a big chunk out of the sausage. Meanwhile, back to this battle over P7. Mike Reel trying to get it done, and he might have a chance into sunset here.
Gotta go around the outside though, which is a bit tricky, or unless... Yep, he gets the line.
Yep. So good work there from Mike as he's got the job done. I mean, Hill does have a pen as well. Now he is going to set up after Hermanto. Oh, Hill's now...
up.
Yeah, he's struggling through these corners now. I don't know if that's aero wash or just being unsettled, being overtaken. Just trying to drive it a bit too hard.
What he might have done was actually let Reel through to try and follow to build up as much of a gap as he could to give himself a buffer with that penalty. Yeah, he might just be over driving it to try and keep up with him.
You can get into that trap very easily when you get overtaken. You just push it too hard, brake too late, compromise your exits. You just be generally slower overall.
Ready prediction. Who pits first? Vintner or Ty? I'm going to say Ty.
Yeah, you'd have to think the Porsches will take life out of their tyres more than the BMWs. I don't know how the game simulates that, but you think with the less amount of distance covered, less amount of corners they would have done at the same time, that the Porsches will be pitting first for the new rubber.
You'd think so.
Having done the BMW series last season, the BMW can chew the tyres if you don't drive it quite right. It's quite fond of just shredding the tyres.
So what's your prediction?
I think maybe Vintner will come in first.
I think Stephen Ty will come in first. When he feels like he's just getting too much traffic, he might, as we see, who's that, Josh Wiley, go the long way around trying to get through the lap traffic. Not sure that was the plan.
Yeah, it's you got to drive past him safely. Well, that's really a
I
snap.
don't think we're doing rallycross tonight.
No, like setting it at Cheetah, you're asking a lot of the BMW driver as well. They don't have to yield. That's not the rule for these multi-class blue flags.
Just me personally, if I was in the BMW, I would not want to be leading people through Cheetah, just because it's really the sort of corner that's got one line, and I don't want that to be compromised because somebody's a little bit impatient when they can wait a couple of seconds. Final corner, off you go.
Oh, definitely. And it's a lot of punishment if you get it wrong at Cheetah.
Oh, that's absolutely right, Bender. Rain in 30 minutes.
Oh, we're going to just miss it. Time extension.
I know, guys. We've had to red flag it. We'll get going again in about 25 minutes.
Oh, Johnson! Is he going to go for the wild ride and he's going to keep it out of the wall? He's done well.
It's a fair effort to keep it out of that fence.
Vintner in the pits.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go. Thanks for joining, everybody. Alex is going to be tapping out now.
Yep, I've done my job. I'm out of here.
You've got to go back to stewarding.
On second thought, I might stay here.
Well, you might say that. This race markedly cleaner than race 1 in the split series. So I don't think you would have been called on too much, but we'll see
I think
what
it does
happens.
help.
You're halfway through. Keep
Obviously, it's a smaller field and split into 2 separate classes on top of that. Certainly does help with that sort of thing.
Just going back to that, the race at Paul Ricard we did, it was handy at Paul Ricard because if you did get stuck behind someone through Sector 1, you had all the Mistral straight to get around. So when people realised they could just be patient for a couple of corners, it was a lot easier. It was when they caught up to you through Sector 3, sometimes you just get people a little bit impatient. But knowing where you can safely overtake is one of the keys to multi-class racing. Because as you said, Malik, they don't have to let you through at the first second they get to your rear bumper. You just got to get past you safely.
Exactly. They can't defend the corner on you, but they sure as hell can take a racing line through there if it's a corner that shouldn't be overtaken on. So, yeah, even the S's are a bit, there you going. If you just play it safe, wait one more little corner and you're up here anyway. But I think as it's round 1 and as we haven't really done much of this multi-class racing, I do feel that as the season progresses, they'll get a lot better at that.
Yeah, I think the races towards the end of the season should be really good to watch with that sort of thing and seeing how people do play those tactics. Knowing when to and when not to pass one of the blue flag drivers to really maximise the time.
We might, in the last round, chuck all the BMW drivers into the Ferrari Challenger. What a change of pace that is.
The scenes.
Oh, 7 gears. You don't even use the first 2 or 3. Have you driven that before, Franco?
No, I can't say that I have.
Absolute insanity, that car.
Absolute missile.
It is a rocket.
And it stops like a rocket as well.
I'll never forget that first race we did at Alton Park. Just a war zone. And there's a gaggle of Porsches in the pits. All gone, hey, let's go in together. So Josh Hill is our provisional leader. Doing the bender strat, so to speak.
Yeah, he's just going to do the old Alex Albon, see how long those tyres will last before he hits puncher territory. Don't advise it, but he does have that 10 seconds, so Stephen Ty will comfortably reassume P1. Oh, as we see Stephen just going around the outside through Sunset. But he has got a fairly healthy gap, I'd say, over P2 currently. As,
that's an
we
interesting one.
right on board with JP as he watches in shock and amazement as the guy in front manages to not biff the car.
JP, hang on, what's going on here? Vincenter is behind JP. Did Vincenter make a mistake? He was well and truly in front, surely.
Somebody in chat said he missed his pit box, so that may have cost him time.
Well, JP's flying and Vincenter's got a bit of work to do to assume he's P1. It's got Harrod and Blitz, who's just pitted now for the BMW.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's currently sitting at
Spicy.
1.7.
Here's Vincent.
Yeah, JP in the purple people leader. See what the gap is now when they cross the line. It's 2.1, so JP managing to extend it a little bit. But you catch a bit of bad traffic, that'll close right up. But, you'd have to say JP's riding pretty high after his performance in Split. Was it Sundown?
Sunsets.
Oh, Sunset, sorry.
Is there a corner name in the world called Sundown? Now I have to find it now.
Speaking of Kyalami,
Yes.
a few of us would have played the original Kyalami layout
Yes.
from the 90s. Is this one of the few tracks in the world that has changed its direction from clockwise to anti-clockwise in its history?
Oh, I reckon.
Because I can't think of many others that would have.
Would not be a common thing.
Somebody in chat will be able to tell me there's probably some regional ARCA track in the US that did it one time. But for the life of me, I can't think of any major world circuit that's gone the complete opposite direction than what it did originally. Because it's very hard to do, because you actually got to have the land to go the other way. Because I think the pit straight's still in the same spot.
It's no. This track you're talking about?
Yes. Is the main straight still the same as the...
Nah. So this is all new. So if you go over here,
Oh, okay.
this part through here
Ah,
is where it
that's-
joins. So that's the bit at the back of the track. Through here, there's a really tight one that you would have gone. You go down the hill here, back up around, and then you actually veer off right. And that whole section over here, they've rebuilt the whole thing.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah, so they don't even use mine shaft, crocodiles, cheetah, ingwe, whole pit entry area, brand spanks, whenever that was built. And then they, in the 2019, they redid that section as well, again. So, complete revamp of this circuit over the years.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wittner has got the gap down under a second, so he does have a bit of pace. So we're right on board with him now as he stares at the back of JP. Ah, Bender Fax coming through. Saying Brands Hatch used to run the motorcycles in the opposite direction. Which is
Same
interesting.
layout that it is, just going backwards.
Well, there you go.
That's weird, strange. There you go though, yeah, you're right.
Oh, to see one of the Porsches lapping through him between this battle. Now Wittner's, as he closed up a little bit, has sort of ebbing and flowing as the lap traffic comes through. Yeah, now 1.4. So it's all about taking advantage of the lap traffic and hoping your opponent has it worse than you.
This is another one of those things I love about multi-class racing.
Oh, look at the old sideways from Tran there. This is Benji Tran.
I thought that was Vincent there for a second. I'm like, holy hell, how did I get all that speed? But no,
Yeah.
I've been absolutely trolled by myself.
Tran is absolutely wrestling that car at the moment. All manner of sideways.
Just notice he's picked up another 5 seconds of another 5-second penalty from somewhere.
And Hill has got a 10-second as well. He's still yet to pit, so he's obviously going for the bender strat. He's going to finish across the line in P1, but lose it by not making a pit stop.
See, Thurkalini's got a stop-go 30, assuming that's from pit speeding. So that should get converted.
Well, Samuel's got Tran in front, who's still yet to pit as well. Probably only about the 2 left as Hill is in now to her serve. You can definitely tell Tran has been on those tyres a fair while now. I think why hasn't he come in, because I don't think there's much of a racing line he's hitting. No, he's definitely going to put on some style points. Meanwhile, this battle between Wittner and JP is just going back and forth.
Well, let's look at the top speed that the BMW gets on the straight here. Does it hit 200? Yes, 204, 5, 6, 7, 209, 210. Got to go back a fair way to find another Porsche. Nope, that's not going to help me. So Hill served his pit stop. Comes out P11. And there's been a drama up here. That is Mr. Damiano, Powerball winner, Thurkalini.
Well, he's going to need Powerball to pay for the repairs to the front of that Porsche. Tell you what, this livery for the BMW, it's got the Holden Racing Team vibe about it.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. The
Relentless
black, red.
Motorsport.
Yeah, the black, red and white.
R.I.P. Holden. Sag.
Yeah. I should see what's going to happen with that, because they're still running the badge around, obviously. But I think they can't do that for many more years.
Yeah, it's just a badge now, isn't it? It's been like that for a while, to be honest. I've got that Holden in my backyard, with the only one that came with a Nissan engine. What model is it?
I think I've seen it posted in one of the chats. I can't think of the name of it. It's a weird name. It's not a common one. I don't think it's the VL. I don't think it's the VL with the turbo.
It is the VL.
Oh, it
Doesn't
is
have
the
a turbo.
VL.
It's just a naturally aspirated RB30 or version of it.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think it's the only Holden as well that came out with a turbo, in the VL turbo.
Yep.
From memory.
Sounds like a squirrel and a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking of, good save.
He knew he was on stream then.
Style points.
Yeah. Is that your daily driver, Malik, or is that
Nah.
ongoing project?
Our projects. My daily driver's my stage here, but the VL's not going anywhere. She's not registered. We're speeding where he sprayed, so my brother's actually working on it.
Yeah.
Sold it to him. Can't be fucked. But I sold it to him before the whole thing sort of like happened, so I kind of regret it in a way. But
Yeah.
at least he's
Lou
getting some love.
Lou has lost a fair amount of positions. He was up in P2,
Yeah.
so he's. I think just looking at him now, looks like he's just struggling a little bit with the front of the car. Just see there, he's having to grab some steering lock to keep his car planted. So I'm wondering if he's.
Will that help him?
yes. That'll maybe
Does-
get him one.
Now I want to see the top speed. So BMW topping at about 209, 210. .242
With a toe.
with the toe. Downhill with some breeze. Meanwhile, the BMW couldn't pull the skin off a custard.
I want to say, looking at this BMW v Porsche, I don't think it's BMW v Porsche. I think it's more dentist v doctors.
Doctors, the BMW.
Yeah, I want to say doctors and dentists driving the Porsche.
Yeah, my doctor
That's
drives a
probably
BMW.
fairly
Facts, he actually does.
Would you drive a doctor who drove a shitbox though? Like, would you use a doctor that drove like a '94 Camry?
or a banged up VB Como with rust. Yeah, it's probably not. Oh, I just want a kidney operation, thanks. Oh yeah, no worries. Grabs it out of the back of his VB Como. Oh, that's grass.
Oh, that's a wide line. Just keeping the foot planted.
Any doctors in chat? What do you drive?
And no, we do not accept doctors of thugonomics. Want actual doctors.
Ventana is 7.9 seconds back from Sinicus. So he's had a moment somewhere.
Yeah, he's had a bit of an excursion, I'd say.
Try and find him. Whoa, gee whiz, I just caught something.
Oh,
Steve.
yes. And that's a banged up looking Porsche too. I think he's got the extra aero on that bonnet.
What's your thoughts on BMW subscription for their stuff?
Oh, I read about that. I would be angry.
I laugh because my brother owns a Tesla, and if you think the BMW's bad, no.
Look, if it's already in the car and it's just a software unlock, and you own the car, then, you know, I'd be out there trying to help dudes unlock these features for like $50.
Yeah.
Like permanent. Like, I mean, what are they going to do? Take the car off you? Oh, as we see another exact same spot. He's done that twice now. He's everybody's now having to go and avoid him because he's parked right on the racing line.
Ventana has definitely hit something because that is substantial damage.
Go and swing around the outside of the car, and that does not look happy.
We're not going to be seeing that at the doctor's car park.
Well, you will, but it's after being on a 3-day coke bender.
Or they misdiagnosed some patient who owns a lot of sledgehammers.
I got caught cheating on their partner. See that a lot. See a lot of BMWs getting absolutely sledgehammered by some angry spouse.
This is what happened to Klomp.
Window is now closed.
You just see he's just unsettled, and he's had to sort of go wide, and then that's just spat him into that barrier at a fair clip. As mentioned
Just pulled it up before the apex.
Not sure.
Lucky there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that car decided the outside would have been the, unless it wasn't going to stop in time. But I would have been trying to shoot for the inside. But
I don't think
anyway.
I can think of. They might have been side by side with that other Porsche there, and they've not really had much choice.
I'll tell you what, I've been using my heated seats these last couple of mornings. Anybody on the East Coast knows how bloody cold it's been this week.
Do you want to know what cold is? It was minus 20 on Mount Wellington and Hobart 2 days ago.
Yep.
Minus 20. I've never even heard of temperatures like that in Tassie.
I think it's been about -2, -3 in the mornings where I am.
Yeah, same. It's big cold snap.
We've had a few icy mornings here.
Vintner defending valiantly with a bit less downforce than he would normally have, I would say. Maybe a bit of bank series.
The old
But I
active
think-
aero.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he's just gonna lose out here.
It was a valiant battle.
Yeah, he's just gonna have a little bit less straight line speed, I think. Just a little bit less turn in. Looks like the wheel is still pretty straight, so a huge amount of suspension. But yeah, car's just not gonna turn like it used to. Yes, no, I very rarely use heated seats in my car, but yes, definitely these last couple of mornings.
That's
Luckily,
the heated seats is the one thing my partner loves about my car. She'll turn it on in the middle of the summer, I reckon. Oh, careful.
Well,
Yes,
not
good decision.
yeah,
Get him here. That's it. Get him under brakes there. He'll leave you the room. And then you shoot off into the sunset. So JP, straight from race 2 win in his BMW M4, has jumped into the GT. What is it? The C2? M2? Fuck if I know. BMW, sort your shit out.
M2.
And he's going to get a win here.
he's definitely a doctor. He definitely owns a BMW at home.
I'd have an E30, the top of the level, top of the range model of that. I'd love to have one of those, except there's so much now. Fun little drift car.
I never liked BMW at all. Of the German manufacturers, it'd be the last car I'd have.
What would be the first one? Mercedes.
No, probably a Porsche. Mercedes, yeah, it'd be Porsche by a fair margin, and then a fair bit to Mercedes, and then even further back to BMW and your big three. Don't know where Audi sits in that list though.
What about the most important one? The Volkswagen.
Yeah, they're good boat anchors, but the vehicle's not so much. No, look, you know, I'll be interested to see what Volkswagen is. We see another overtaking the Cheetah. That's not the spot. And I think we probably should have made that clear at the start of the race to all the Porsche drivers that maybe just be a bit patient in the Cheetah. Yeah, the Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, one of those is going to go into F1.
Just going back to that move at Cheetah, I just realised that was P1 in the Porsches.
The P1 in the air.
P1. That, imagine the scenes if they had come together.
Oh,
Oh, and they cost themselves both a win in each class.
well,
That's wide.
JP was a bit lucky to get the win in the first race, so I wouldn't be feeling too bad for him, to be brutal.
That's true. He's gone back to back. And he's gone back to back to back. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got race 1 and 2, so he's going to three-peat tonight.
So it's all down here from JP, all downhill from here. This is where you peaked for the season because you can't outperform that. You may get 3 wins in a row again during a round, but you peaked. I'd pull the pin.
I mean, he can always get pole for the BMWs,
No points for that.
considering he started at the back.
No, he avoids all the carnage from the back. He's masterclass. Speaking of masterclasses, Stephen Ty, will he start P2 or 3?
I think he was P3.
Well, he has driven a stellar race and is going to win this by at least 11 seconds in his helium foot Porsche. As he comes around the last corner for the last time. Oh, I thought he nearly...
Fair escape.
Yeah, well done, Stephen. Great win there.
Let's finish the race.
There's great timing, not too far behind. JP is going to pick up the win in the BMW class. He's gone bang, bang, bang. He's had a great night. You'll be in a great mood. Beers on JP.
Yeah, that is for sure. He really likes this track.
This is for position. For 7th. Bashtold versus Hermanto. Around the outside. Last corner. I don't think he's going to get it. Hermanto's done very well to
Not
defend.
quite.
And yeah. We'll hang on for 7th. Bashtold's going to get 8th.
Yeah, that's how you defend into the last corner. Absolutely parked it on the apex.
Where is my sheet? There it is. Bring her home. Risky. This looks like a slow car after watching the Porsche, doesn't it? It's like,
Yeah, it
Come on.
doesn't look. It doesn't look quick, does it?
today, and it's just, this is the speed.
I wonder if. I reckon this is even slower than. I wonder if he's got fuel problems. I wonder if he's marginal.
Possibly. How many horsepower is this car? Anyone know? The road version of it?
I'm not sure, but when you look at it here compared to the Porsches, it looks like 2.
Yeah. Well, he's going to finish in the top 25.
Well, he's guaranteed that. Jacob Weatherburn is going to finish outside. And that is going to do it for tonight.
Boom. Well, congratulations on a fantastic Wednesday, Mr. JP Sinekas. As the rain just starts, you absolute bastard. If the weather wants to troll us, they've nailed that.
Just rubbing it in.
Just rubbing it in, and I bet you the next session's going to be thumping down. Actually, I might just go... No, free practice. Hi, I forgot to change name. By deep poll or... Yeah, I don't know why it takes a while for this kick over. So we've lost Perkins, Bolton twice, and Hards, who managed 12 laps.
Well, there you go. As Bender is having the worst time of his life right now.
Clear in 30. It's not raining. No, it started again. It's very light.
Yep. Track's greasy though, so that's always potential for entertainment as
Jakey
Weatherburn struggled just in the
Janetta
drop bay.
I love that car. I don't know why. I just really like that look of that car. Look, reminds me of a Dodge Viper, a smaller one. He's picked up a stop grade 30. DQ, safety car.
Yeah, I also like the look of the Janetta.
Yeah, I love it.
Burn my lander, he ain't.
Have you turned the traction control off?
125 in second.
There we go.
We get drift through sunset, descend herself for the night. Pathetic. What are you doing, Jake?
He's getting fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, gotta go. Time to go. Jake Weatherburn, thanks for playing. So just waiting for the
I'll go
session to
give him
kick
the
over.
news.
Give him the news. No, he's just lighting it up.
Yeah, that's it's not exactly drifting. More
Hey,
crashing.
we can't hide your name here, Jake. You've got it planted all over your car, so I'll expect your resignation letter in the morning.
But don't bother handing the car back because it is
Yeah,
toast.
she's all yours, mate. She's all yours. Well, that's going to do us for the night. Thanks for joining me tonight here, Frank and Alex.
It was good fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Mel.
No
Hopefully
dramas at all.
hopefully everyone loved it back back in chat. And yeah, good first night out.
There we go. It's
Looking forward to the
pouring.
rest of the season.
It's pouring and raining back to Thanks, chat, for joining us tonight. It's been a blast. We'll be back again tomorrow night for more Sprint Series action as we kick off and finalise this round for all regions. Anyway, signing out. Take care. See you later.